I got it. I got it. I got it. Man, this is, man, OBS. Come on, OBS. What are you doing? Hold on. I gotta fix the other scene too. God damn it. OBS, why won't you save the settings? Why? Let me check the other scenes. Jesus Christ on a cracker. Is this, yeah, volume meter is moving. I didn't give up. I'm with you, Clam Man. Wow, man, OBS, you are just one big old pile of donkey shit. I don't know if you don't stream for a couple days. Apparently, OBS every time you open it up now, you have to My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. What else did I say? I said that was some flying from the Acrobrat. We're gonna be doing some work on it tonight to get it ready for Rampage. Oh my god. Yeah, we're gonna do some work to get it ready for Rampage tonight. We're gonna go into BL Heli, update it to 32.8, get the high and low PWM going on there. We'll take a look at the, we'll back off the ramp up power, I think, a little bit, and do some other things. We're also going to put 5-inch glide hammer, 6mm thick arms on the high-speed rig, since I've kind of sort of settled on the Gemfan 5152 propellers for these motors. They seem to be the heaviest propeller that these Brother Hobby Avenger V2 2507s can really comfortably handle, which is totally fine because they're a great propeller. They haul ass. And 5-inch is magical. I didn't have much luck on 6-inch with this rig. Let me pop out the chat. Man, it's almost like I've never streamed before. You'd never know. I've been streaming damn near every day for the last year. Although I can't take all the blame, man. OBS really makes it very difficult. This is my session 4, and it's now dead. I finally killed it. Unless it magically comes back to life when I hit the button right now. Nope. GoPro Hero Session 4's just Session 4. I guess it is a Hero Session 4. These are $100 on eBay. And if you want a camera to just bash, this is the one. It doesn't make much sense to take the Session 5s, which are like $200 on eBay, to a parking lot and just smash the hell out of them. Unless there's a beautiful sunset or it's a really cool parking lot or whatever, I think you should get a Session 4, pay half as much money, and yeah, then when you smash it, you'll be out $100 instead of being out $200, because we can't get any kind of physical damage protection anymore on sessions, which kind of sucks. So yeah, Session 4, and my god, did I abuse this thing. Oh man, I mean, the sessions are always really durable. I don't think that the Session 5 is any more durable than the Session 4, but my god, for $100, this thing just got absolutely hammered, and just kept going and kept going and kept going, and then it was kind of weird. It just sort of died. Like, it wasn't, it was like I banged into a sign, and it was fine. It wasn't even that hard of a hit. It kept recording, and then like 2 batteries later, it just stopped turning on, and it hasn't turned on ever since. I've done the factory reset. I've done all the tricks, and she dead. So, yeah, I no longer have a Session 4. I do have 4 Session 5s though, so I'm gonna start flying the Session 5s until I get down to like 2 Session 5s again, and then I'll probably buy another Session 4. But yeah, man, Session 4 really impressed me. There are 2 edits now up on the channel of one of them flying Steele Davis's house, the other one flying the stables, with the Session 4, with some pretty simple color correction, and Wild Willie's fake super view method. And it looks great. Session 5s certainly look better, but a $200 camera is a lot of money, right? Like, with a Session 4 and a glide build, you can have a really competent freestyle 5-inch rig at like $300, $350 that really shreds, and you can get some really decent footage out of it. So yeah, this actually died like a week and a half ago, and I put it right here to remind myself to tell you guys that it finally died. But now tonight I finally remembered. So bye, session 4. It's been nice knowing you. I'm absolutely staggered at how badly I beat that thing. Absolutely just crazy. The sessions are nuts. Paul McDonald with a $2 super chat to tell me that the audio is out. That is the only reason that I saw it, because out of the corner of my eye I saw the bright blue. Thank you, Paul McDonald, for the support and for helping your buddy that refuses to wear headphones on his live stream to monitor his audio know when his audio goes out. That's the deal. If the audio's out, you guys gotta light up the super chats, because I'll actually see those. Speaking of chat, if you'd like for me to read your comment, all you gotta do is type my name, like these people did to tell me that there's no audio. You gotta type CiottiFPV. You can put an @ in front of it, but you don't have to. As long as you type CiottiFPV into the chat, it will light up an orange like you see there. And I do a pretty good job reading all of the comments that get lit up in orange. If you absolutely want to guarantee that I read your comment, and or you just want me to keep doing this, you can do a super chat, or you can go to CiottiFPV.com and hit the PayPal button. YouTube takes 30% of the super chats. I'm fine with that. They give me a free platform to stream with you guys on, cost of doing business and all that. But if you don't like YouTube taking 30% of your money, your hard-earned money that is, you can head on over to CiottiFPV.com, scroll to the bottom, and there's a PayPal button. That'll take you on over to a direct PayPal me link, and yeah, PayPal doesn't take anything, which is pretty awesome. While you're at it, over here on CiottiFPV.com, you might as well click all the other buttons. Here's a button that brings you over to my Patreon page. Patreon is the closest thing that I have to a paycheck. There's all kinds of good stuff going on over there. You can join for as little as $3 a month. That's 10 cents a day. You know you've got 10 cents a day to support your gangly buddy who brings you lots of awesome content each and every day. By joining the Patreon, you will get daily live streams. You will get emails with a notification when I stream, because I don't have any kind of a schedule, because I'm a weirdo. You're going to get access to the Facebook group, the secret Facebook group, where you're also going to get notifications of streams and audio-only versions. You're going to get access to audio-only versions of these streams, so if you don't necessarily want to leave YouTube up for 2 hours a day, you can just listen, because 90% of this is just kind of audio. And you're also going to get access to the Discord server, and you're going to get tagged over there every single time that I stream as well. YouTube's notification system sucks, so for $3 whole a month, you can get 3 other notification systems, and there's a pretty good chance that one of those will hit your eyeballs and you'll not miss streams. And come hang out with the amazing people in the chat who just continue to support me so that I can keep on going. Also, there's links to all my social stuff, YouTube, Instagram. Over on Etsy, I've got some really fun stickers and random hardware that might help you on your micro builds. Over on Fiverr, I'm doing flight instruction. I just did one today with Mervin. It was his 2nd or 3rd session with me, and it's been so cool to see him get better. I've done multiple sessions with a couple of people now, and it's really, really, really rewarding to get to see people like that have, spent a couple of weeks doing the drills and working on the things that I've shown them in previous sessions, come back and be like nailed down, and be able to kind of move forward and be like, all right, well, now I want to work on this, 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 and this. And then we can just kind of keep the learning going. It was always something that was super fun when I was a driving instructor or driving coach at autocross and track days, to have a student come back every other weekend, every 3rd weekend, whatever the frequency of our events was that given year. And just to see that person get faster and faster and faster throughout the season was just so fun. It's one of the things that really drove me to see what I did there, keep instructing, and it's something that's just as rewarding here on the FPV side of things. So head on over to Fiverr and hire me to help you fly better, because I love doing it and you're gonna love the results. You go to school and you take classes with a teacher that's better than you and smarter than you, right? Why would FPV be any different? I know I'm the only person doing flight instruction, flight coaching with FPV, but it's just like anything else. It's something that's really difficult to do, and those of us who've been doing it forever have a million little tips and tricks that are going to save you a ton of time, and yeah, you'll just fly better, faster. Who doesn't want that? We've also got t-shirts over on Teespring and some sweatshirts and some mugs. This is FPV Exchange, the coolest spot to sell your old stuff that you're not using. Here's a bunch of the stuff that I'm selling. This is my page over on FPV Exchange. Here's a bunch of the stickers from the Etsy store. Here's a bunch of the individual items that I'm actually just selling straight up through FPV Exchange. Just used stuff, not necessarily used, but just extra stuff that I have laying around. And then here's a couple of the things that I do over on Fiverr. FPV Exchange is set up to reach out to all the different FPV websites and grab all the items, so that if you go to FPV Exchange and you type in Steel Stout V3 2306 1950 kV motor, it'll show you every single website where that motor is sold. It'll tell you if they're in stock or not, and it'll tell you the price. So you can price shop on there, and then if somebody has that motor in their own page and they've clicked I want to sell it, that's also going to show up on there. So while you're price shopping around, if somebody's got that thing used, it's going to be right there on the top of the list. Works for you as the person shopping, works for them because their item is on the top of the damn list. Can't get that on Facebook Marketplace, right? How much time do you spend scrolling through Facebook Marketplace to try to find the thing that you're looking for, because Facebook search is useless? FPV Exchange, y'all. It's run by Xenakis Nevin. He works in an ER all day and saves actual human beings' lives. And then he's got a team of 8 or 9 folks that him and them have built this website, and it's an awesome site. You should go check it out. He's a huge supporter of me and this channel. I would not be sitting here if it weren't for him. Support him so that I can keep going, and you can get rid of your stuff and waste that money that you make on new stuff that'll eventually sit there and hopefully end back up on FPV Exchange, because that's what we do. A bunch of affiliate links as well. If you're ever doing an order on FPV Cycle, Amazon, Get FPV, Oh My God's website, FPV Crate, Banggood, or Camera Butter, or AliExpress, all you got to do is hit my affiliate link before you check out, and I will get 1 to 6% of your order for free. And then there's buttons down here. Do whatever you'd like, or just hang out. You hanging out helps the YouTube algorithm. In the chat, we've got many wonderful people. Scott FPV, MotoRef FPV, Brandon Bentley, Riot9, Frank Nicholas, Aaron Stevens, CMYK, License to Drive, Rob Axelson, Paul McDonald, Matthew Savu, Kevin Smith, Edward Ashley, FPV Trucker, Scott FPV DQ, Paul McDonald, Northern Tier FPV, Jason Crabtree, JT MacGyver, Aaron Stevens, MotoRef, License to Drive again, Rob Axelson, Metal Dirtskin, CMYK FPV. If you'd like me to say your name, you got to get here early and you got to say something in the chat. Or you can just type CiottiFPV into the chat and then I'll read your entire damn comment. The people that have done that so far have been Scott FPV, he said, what's up? MotoRef said no audio. Riot9 said 20 minutes later, no audio. Frank Nicholas said no audio. CMYK said muted. FPV Trucker said no sound. Doc said, how good is CiottiFPV's ASL? DQ said, great start to the stream, though. We could tell from your energy. There's a bunch of bingos. There's everybody being happy that I figured it out. Rob Axelson said, just put your head down on the desk. Metal Dirtskin says, OBS is borderline personality disorder and got mad you ignored it. It seems that way. Double A says, hey there, Aaron, buddy. And chat, what's up, Double A? DJ CJX says, wish I could stay, but early morning tomorrow. Night, everyone. DJ, if you're still here, there'll be an audio version of this stream perhaps available for you tomorrow. I don't do audio streams of all the I don't do audio versions of all the streams, but when we cover some good like technical ground, I'll make I always make sure that I do an audio version for you guys. Ribby Tim got a letter from the FAA with his Part 107. Congratulations to that guy. Ribby Tim and I, with the help of Little Stellar Fox, are going to be setting up, and T-Bird as well, are going to be setting up the Micro Mayhem area at Rotor Riot. We're going to be setting it up on Friday, like afternoon, and then you guys are going to get to fly it on Saturday and Sunday. Speaking of, if you're going to Rampage, type the word Rampage into chat for me, and type CiottiFPV as well. Type like CiottiFPV Rampage or whatever. Let's set up the location should probably just be the Micro Mayhem flight line. So I guess it's easy. That's the location, right? Unless we want to meet like in the air conditioning, but I don't think it's gonna be that hot next weekend. So let's just set the location as the Micro Mayhem area, and let's pick a time. Those of you that are going to Rampage, in the chat, figure out a time that we're gonna all meet up on Saturday and Sunday, and we can all meet each other. You guys know me because you look at me, but none of you guys know each other because you're just names in a chat. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that I'll meet most of you guys throughout the course of the event, but I want you guys to all be able to meet each other face to face, because, you know, we're in the world. And this is probably the only chance that that'll actually happen. So, those of you that are going to Rampage, you guys, I don't know the schedule or anything like that. You guys probably know the schedule. Pick a time and, yeah, work it out. Make sure that as many of you guys are going to be there. Figure that out in the chat, please. You guys are all going to see each other typing the word Rampage right now. Pick a time. I don't know. 2 o'clock. How about 2 o'clock? How's 2 o'clock sound? If that doesn't work for the schedule of the event or whatever, figure it out in the chat, and then I'll say it, and you guys will all hear it. And yeah, that'll be super cool. We can all hang out for a little bit at the Micro Mayhem flight line, break a bunch of stuff. I'm going to bring everything. I'm bringing every single working rig that I've got. And so yeah, if you guys want to check out my builds in person and, you know, get all handsy with them and give them COVID-19, you'll be able to do that. Please don't. There will be rapid testing done at the gate by, I believe, Nevin. Nevin of FPV Exchange worked with Rotor Riot to make sure that we don't turn this thing into a super spreader event. So I think he's going to be one of the people administering, making your eyes water and cotton swabbing the inside of your nostrils at the event with a quick rapid test. I'm not fully vaccinated yet, but apparently the first shot, which I've already gotten, I got it about a week and a half ago. Apparently that's the one that does the majority of the work, so that's awesome. Hopefully I won't get it and die, because I still don't have healthcare yet. Because this number over here is not quite big enough yet. But once it gets up to 100, we'll reset it, and we'll celebrate. I'll get there. We'll get there. We'll do it together. Let me get caught up on chat here. Chomper saying what's up. Okay, YouTube just did the thing. Scrolling back up. Ba 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 ba. License to Drive says now you can pretend the audio goes out just by miming your words to see if someone pays you to tell you there's no audio. That's true. I can start every stream that way. Word FPV says word. Hope all is well, man. Wow, that chat. That was with Bob, Chris, JB, and shoot the other guy. Can't think of his name. It is, well, now you made me, Ryan Harrell. Other guy, can't think of his name, saw that you provided black box. So cool. Yeah. So Chris Rosser did a frame analysis of the glide frame. And him and Bob worked off of one of my black box logs. I believe it's this rig right here. And what's cool about that is that's a working rig. Like that's not like a clean rig that I took care of or anything like that. Like that thing is beat to shit. So that black box profile that you guys got to see for the glide is what like a properly beat up glide flies like. And I mean, that's really like, that's what I'm interested in, right? Like you build a brand new rig and it's pristine for like 2 or 3 batteries, and then it's whooped, right? You start smacking it into stuff and you start banging it into the ground, and it's never perfect again. And it kind of shouldn't be. Like keeping a rig absolutely perfect top to bottom costs a fortune, and it takes a lot of time. Like it's a lot less expensive and it's a lot less time consuming to let your rigs get beat up, or let them get beat in. Crash them and fix them when they blow up, but like, you know, keep the screws tight and just keep them in the air. So I thought that was really, really cool to get to have. I didn't know that, like, Bob just asked me to send him a black box log. I had no idea that he was, I introduced him and Chris, Bob didn't know about Chris, and I was like, dude, you got to work with this guy. He's right up your alley. Yeah, I didn't realize that they were going to use it, but I'm really, really glad that they did. So yeah, check out Chris Rosser's video about the glide frame resonance analysis, and also check out Joshua's live stream from 1 or 2 Sundays ago, where he had Chris, Bob, and Ryan Harrell on. That live stream is the one. They cover a lot of ground. Ryan Harrell knows more about our motors and our ESCs than anyone. He is the originator and the creator of the website Mini Quad Test Bench. Bob Ruge, we all know Bob Ruge. Chris Rosser is the new guy on the scene doing frame resonance analysis and all kinds of other really good data-driven testing on our rigs. So those three in the room together with Joshua kind of guiding them, yeah, real good. Real good. License to drive. Wait, no, we got that. Paul McDonald says, next payday, I'm going to Fiverr you to help me tune this CL1. Just picked it up before it's maiden. Very cool, Paul. Yeah, tuning services are one of the things that I do over on Fiverr as well. Talk to you about what your flight style is, how often you crash, where you fly, stuff like that. And then we get a tune that's specifically designed for the way that you fly and what you fly and where you fly. The reason why it's so important to learn how to tune is because we all fly completely different. And that's also why it's really valuable for me, if you're not interested in learning to tune, for me to help you learn how to tune. But here's the secret, is during that tuning session, I'm going to explain a lot of what we're doing. And that's one of the best ways to learn how to tune. You're going to have questions. You're going to hit me with questions. It's as much of an educational session as it is, here, put these values in. So yeah, because I don't want you to have to come back to me over and over and over again every single time you change something on the rig or build a new rig. I would rather educate you while we're getting you tuned up, and then with the rig tuned, you're going to get to feel what those changes have made, and it's going to just kind of start to click in your head as to what the hell P gain does, what D gain does, what the filtering does, what set point transition does, stuff like that. So yeah, lots of good stuff going over there. I look forward to working with you, Paul. Let me know when you're ready. Jason Crabtree said, and for the record, so yeah, like Fiverr takes a little bit of a cut. If you want to do it through Fiverr, totally cool. They'll help schedule it out a little bit, and they, you'll have like a little bit of a guarantee that I won't just run away and take your money. But if you don't want Fiverr to take a cut, just message me and we'll set it up, and you can just do a PayPal, and then we'll just schedule it. That's what I did with Mervyn today. And yeah, I didn't just take his $40 and run away. I put the time in and worked with him because I love doing it. I love working with you guys one-on-one. It's an absolute blast. I really hope that I can build that up enough so that that's like my ongoing thing. I would love for that to be my sort of niche in FPV, is the guy that helps with one-on-one kind of stuff. One-on-one flight instruction, one-on-one tuning, one-on-one build planning, and whatever else I can think of. Or whatever else you guys say to me, hey, I want you to help me with X, Y, or Z. If you have any ideas, let me know. I'm glad to do it. I basically charge a pretty flat hourly rate. The flight instruction and the flight coaching is 50% off because I just want to do it. I want to do as much of it as possible. But yeah, the other stuff is pretty much a flat hourly rate. So whatever you need, I'm here for you. One-on-one really, really helps because you can just ask those very specific questions. I mean, you can kind of just come and type into the chat and get the question, get them answered for free. But it does help to have a little bit more of a back and forth. Some people learn better that way. My eye is itching like a bastard. Jason Crabtree baked an AK-32 while its replacement was on the way to see if the solder would reflow to fix the intermittent motor drop. Figured it was effed. I wasn't going to F with it anymore. It now works. Damn, very cool, Jason. Yeah, putting electronics that don't work in the oven to reflow them works shockingly well, according to many people, and Jason Crabtree. That's very cool. What's up, Rusty? How are you? Rusty Signal FPV in the house. He's going to be at Rampage. He's one of the local pilots that I'm good friends with. Scott FPV says, is 1404 4850 kV too much motor for a 2.5-inch Armatan tadpole? Definitely not, Scott. That's actually kind of perfect. 1304 and 1404s are the correct motor for a 2.5-inch prop. So yeah, that is definitely not too much motor. It's not too little motor. It's kind of right on the money. And that's also the right KV. That 4850 kV on a 2.5-inch prop on 4S is going to be beautiful. That's very similar to my 2.5-inch rig that we're going to be doing a little bit. We're going to do a motor swap on this week because the Hyperlight 1303 and a halves are not very well balanced. So we're going to be doing a motor swap on that rig one of the days this week, maybe on Tuesday or Thursday, I guess. And we're going to move over to the 1404 and a halves, and we'll see if they're better balanced. Paul McDonald says, just got some standoffs and a sticker from you. Thanks. Thank you, Paul. Very cool. I'll get that shipped out in a bit here. Ooh, that reminds me. I think an Etsy order came through when I was in Charleston. Oh, shit. Hold on. If you did... Oh, yeah. One overdue order. Whoever this was, I'm very sorry. Dispatched by 5 days ago. John Ray. I'm very sorry, man. Oh, it's Blandon. Oh, dude, I'm sorry, brother. You're probably totally cool with it, though. John Ray, I will get your... Look at all these stickers John Ray got. Oh, you're the man. A whole bunch of stickers. The 8-bit, the collective, the magnet, and the never give up. That I haven't had email or anything. I was just in a whole different world when I was in Charleston. John, I will get your order out tomorrow, and I'll throw some cool stuff in there as a thank you for your patience. Dispatch 5 days ago. Jesus Christ. World's worst shop manager, Aaron Ciotti. Wait, no, we got that. Aqualine says Rampage, so Aqualine's going to be there. Remy Tim is going to be there. Edward Ashley is going to be there. He can't wait. License to Drive says, do I remember correctly from Joshua's live stream yesterday that FPV Exchange are paying for COVID tests at the event? I hadn't heard that, but with how generous FPV Exchange is, it would not surprise me one bit if they were paying for COVID tests at the event. I mean, License to Drive, it sounds like that's what you heard, and if that's what you heard, that's the case, because that's the kind of thing that Nevin does. I've known Nevin for about a year now, and I mean, the dude is he's just one of those people in the world that, like, you meet and he does enough good things where you're kind of like, well, if I can be like that guy when I grow up, you know, I'll be feeling good. Like, just every once in a while, you know, in life, like, you meet people that are just, yeah, right? And you're just kind of like, I'm going to learn from this person, and I'm going to try to be a little bit more like them every day. And I'm going to be a better human on this earth for that. Walkie Talkie FPV is going to Rampage as well. Robox says, you did not just say it's not going to be that hot, did you? I was in Charleston all week last week, and it wasn't that bad. I was inside on most of the shoots, but when we were shooting outside, it wasn't that bad. I'm basing that, though, and the comparison that in my head I'm making is 2 years ago, Rampage was stupid. It was like 2 months later than this, I think, and it was ridiculous. I mean, it was like heat exhaustion hot. So that's in my head why I'm saying, like, it's not going to be that hot this coming weekend, just because we're a little bit earlier in the year. 2 years ago, that was one of the big pieces of feedback that all of us that volunteered last time gave, was like, plan this earlier or later, because you plan this in the dead of the South Carolina summer, and this is absurd. So yeah, it won't be as hot as last time. Rusty Signal's going to Rampage. Riot9 says name badges. T-Bird says Rampage after 3 on Saturday. And Rob Oxison says we don't need no stinking badges. YouTube just did the thing. Scrolling back up. Double A says CiottiFPV. He says in spirit he'll be there. In spirit I will be at Rampage. You will take me, Tack Bardwell, and many others. Just promise you have the best time of your lives. JT says anyone afraid of the COVID test, I'll buy your ticket. I mean, anybody afraid of the COVID test, I mean, like, put on your big boy pants. It's a goddamn Q-tip in your nose. Like, who cares? Like, if you can't, I don't know. It's like, relax. It's gonna make your eyes water for 20 seconds. Some people, you know, get lit on fire and burned to death. It was a weird place for it to go. It is boiling hot in this room. Hold on, let me throw the fan on real quick. Yeah, oh, God damn it, the fan is unplugged. Hold on. If your life is so good that you can't put up with a Q-tip in your nose for 20 seconds, then you're pretty lucky. That's a pretty lucky life to not be able to stand that. But even if that is your life, it's gonna be worth it. You're gonna be able to go to the only freestyle FPV event of the year. So just, you know, it's all good. Paul McDonald with a $14 super chat. He says, healthcare fund, get it. Thanks for all you do, man. I'm building a Cinna 2.5, gonna upgrade to a 35 amp stack, has 1607, 1607 2800s on it now, and GemFan cut down 3-inch prop. What would be a good motor upgrade? Yeah, get those 1607s the hell off of there. So if it's gonna be a Cinna-ish rig, I'm assuming that you're gonna want to pick up like a heavier camera, like maybe a GoPro, like a full-size GoPro, or so I mean that's really what's gonna drive the motor selection, is what is the payload. Are you picking up a 20 gram Insta360 Go, a 25 gram naked GoPro, or are you trying to pick up 140, how the hell heavy, 120, 130 gram full-size GoPro? If you're trying to pick up a full-size fat boy GoPro, you're gonna need a lot of KV. You're probably gonna run it. At that point, you would want to do like a. I would actually probably tell you to do these Mamba Toka 1505s. In the highest KV is 3800, and then you would want to put that on like 5 or 6S to get enough RPM into a 2.5-inch prop to comfortably lift that heavy of a camera. If you're picking up a lighter camera, like a naked GoPro or an Insta360 Go 2, you can go with like a 1404 or a 1505 and a half Brother Hobby motor. And you're looking for like 5,000-ish KV on 4S for sure, and you'll be able to get it done there. Let's update the gear fund. And I think that makes it an even 100. We've hit the number for the night. Next live stream, we will reset this, or I will forget, and then eventually we will reset it. Thank you, Paul McDonald, for getting us to my thought process on this is to reset it every live stream and try to get this to $100, because I don't know, but I'm not going to do that. We'll just let it fill up, and then it'll be filled up, and we'll celebrate! Yay! Healthcare for my wife and I is roughly somewhere between $300 and $400 a month. So if we can fill this damn thing up, like let's say once a week, ooh, that's what I should do. I should empty this out on Sundays. Okay, so that's what I'll do. Wait. Okay, so let's do weekly, not get, weekly healthcare fund. Weekly healthcare fund. There we go. That's thinking with the noodle. There we go. We hit it for the week. Look at us go. Thank you, Paul. Very cool of you. Let me slide it over a little bit so it's... Oh, God, no, I slid... Oh, boy. Oh, no. Okay, there we go. Okay, now it's centered. Now I can be happy. Abraham says, I'm building a glide as I watch this, and I'm sure it's worth it, but god damn it, I hate how you have to take off the arms and bottom sandwich plate to build the stack. I know it's only when you first build it that you have to mess with it, but still, here's the trick, Abraham. Take your base plate, do all of the internals, do the whole base plate first, and then do the motors last. That's the easiest way to build the glide. Does that make sense? Base plate, you're going to drop the ESC down. You're going to put your battery lead on, your capacitor on, anything else that's hooked up to the ESC battery pads. You're not going to mess with the motor pads. Leave that totally alone. Tin them up, but just leave those alone. Then you're going to put your flight controller in, your camera in, your VTX in, your receiver in. You're going to do all that good stuff in the center section. And then the very last thing you're going to do is put the arms on, the motors, solder the motors up to the ESC, and away you go. That's how you build a glide, in my opinion. To be honest, I think that's the way that we should be building all rigs, because like the arms and the motors and shit, like it's the easiest thing to do, and it's like the most satisfying thing to do, which is why I think we typically do it first. And in my mind, like when I would do builds for the longest time, it would be like, oh, well, that's the bottom, right? The ESC is on the bottom, so I should do that first to get all the bottom stuff out of the way. But it really isn't, because you can get to those ESC pads really easily, the motor pads on the outside of the ESC. So yeah, build center out, like Silicon Valley. Although I guess they're middle out, right? Is their magical compression tech. Metaderskin says, second COVID jab next Saturday, race on Sunday, hoping for no bad side effects. Yeah, it'll be okay. Apparently the second one typically does have some side effects. But I mean, you'll be totally fine. Paul McDonald says, anyone from Cherry Hill is a good guy. Yeah, I moved down to Cherry Hill after I graduated university, the College of New Jersey up in Ewing, New Jersey. And then I spent about 10 years living in Cherry Hill. Cool area. It was really nice to be right next to Philadelphia. CMYKFPV says, PayPal. Look at that! CMYKFPV sending $10 over on PayPal. 96 is 69 Cousin Healthcare Fund. Well, look at that. We can restart the weekly healthcare fund, and we're already up to $10. Thank you, CMYK. You are the man. There's the sale on Etsy from Paul McDonald. Thank you, brother. He got a collective sticker and some 6mm aluminum stack standoffs. Very cool, man. I will get those out tomorrow, in addition to the one that I'm a month late on. And then it looks like Yarbs joined the Patreon at 10:19 p.m. Welcome to the collective, Yarbs. He wants to get in on tonight's giveaways. Oh, I forgot to really talk through the giveaways tonight. No, wait, I did. So yeah, we're going to do the giveaways when I get caught up on the chat. So if you want to get in on the Patreon giveaways, here's how it works. There's a $5, $10, and $20 tier over on the Patreon page. The $5 tier is going to enter you to win Tiny Whoop and Toothpick stuff every other week. The $10 a month tier is 3-inch micro brushless and Cinewoop stuff. The $20 a month tier is 5-inch parts. There is also, so I do that because if you only fly Tiny Whoops, I want you to only win Tiny Whoop stuff, right? For example, if you fly everything and you want to really support the shit out of me, there's a $30 a month tier, and that puts you into all three of those giveaways. So that's how it works over on Patreon. If you jump onto the Patreon right now and join, there will be enough time for you to get in on tonight's giveaway. Giveaways, potentially. Aaron Stevens also joined the Patreon on the $20 tier. Aaron, welcome to the collective. We got the same-ish name. Mine's spelled wacky. And there was somebody else that hopped on Patreon the other day that I want to give a shout-out to, and that person is buried in my emails. It's gone. I tried, though. Look at me trying. Let's get more caught up in the chat. Thanks again, CMYK. You're the man. Metal Dirksen says that Etsy order was me, and yeah, there's no rush. There was some kind of free money deal with Google Pay and Etsy. Oh, nice. Very cool, Metal. You guys are the best. There was a time where I was really behind on the giveaways, and you guys were very cool about it, and that kind of spoiled me and made me realize that, like, you know, it's let's be honest, it's a pain in the ass to ship stuff. It's not that much of a pain in the ass, but, like, shipping stuff is just enough of a pain in the ass where it's like, ugh, I can't do it. I have so much to do today. I can't open the laptop and go on stamps.com and type this person's email address in and hit the print button and then take it off the printer and cut it out with the scissors and then take my tape and tape around it and then take their stuff and put it in a little, what the hell is it called? A little purple bubble mailer, and I can't put extra stickers in there. Oh, it's too hard. And then I gotta close it, and then I gotta stick the sticker on, and then I gotta tape it shut again because I don't trust the stupid adhesive on the stupid purple things that are really cheap on Amazon. And then I gotta put it over there, and then when I go out to go to the store, I gotta stop at the mailbox at the UPSPS, and I gotta walk inside and get COVID-19, and I gotta put it in the box, and I gotta be weirded out. Oh, it's too much. It's too hard. It's too much work. I can't do it today. I gotta wait until tomorrow. Oh, I got too much to do today. I gotta do push-ups. I gotta do pull-ups. I gotta meditate. I gotta do yoga. I gotta do live stream. Oh, woe is me. Hold on. What the hell just happened? Okay. Hold on. This light's out. Fix this light. There we go. Oh boy. That was a good one. Oh shit. Oh boy. It's so hard. It's so hard to be me. I'm the fucking worst. I'm the worst. But you guys enable me. You guys need to be harder on me, man. If I haven't shipped the giveaway in a week, you gotta start messaging me like, dude, it's so easy. Just ship it, you shit. Oh god, there's like no accountability, man. This oh Christ. Oh boy. I don't know. I appreciate it. I appreciate it more than you guys know. Because, you know, I don't know. It took me a while, but I'm getting better. I mean, I already did get better. I've been way better about the giveaway. Metal Dirtskin. Tell us about this free money deal with Google Pay and Etsy so that more people can order shit off my Etsy store for free. How do more people do that? That sounds good. If people have free money, they should give it to me. There's lots of good, for the record, there is lots of other really good stuff on Etsy. Etsy is awesome. If you guys don't spend time on Etsy, you should. There is all kinds of good shit on there. Like really, really, really cool stuff. Go faff about on Etsy. There's all kinds of good shit over there. King Turkey, with one of my favorite names in all of chat, he says, "Hey bud, have you gotten the first Monday's giveaway shipped from last month?" I won the toothpick and have not shipped it yet. I actually might have. I might have shipped that out by now, King Turkey. I'm gonna get those shipped out this week. I don't think I shipped it out yet. But maybe I did. But I didn't. But maybe I did. But I didn't. I think it's still in the closet. I'm for the first time this year. I'm very behind on the giveaway stuff, but it's going out this week. The plan was to get it all out last week, but then I spent 5 days in Charleston on an absolutely amazing short film by my friend Michelle of Octopunk Media. Here's a link in the chat to an older film of hers that I did like 99% of the lighting on, called 7 Deadly Synths. It's really cool. It'll give you a feel for Michelle's sort of writing, directing style. Yeah, Octopunk Media, man. Sub to them here on YouTube. When Fame Fatale, the short film that we were working on last week, comes out, you guys are going to love it. It's, man, goddamn, we kicked the shit out of it on that film. Our little 3-person camera crew just fucking killed it, man. It was... You won't believe what the 3 of us did. It's I'm still kind of stunned. All 3 of us were just like absolutely melted, brains melted with the quality that we were able to produce. So yeah, show some love to Octopunk Media. She is one of my favorite people in this world, and yeah, a couple of times a year she brings me to Charleston, and we work together. I usually run lighting. This time I was like specifically the gaffer, and it's just, god damn it, this was just so much fun. It's always a lot of fun, but this little crew that we had this time was really, really unique and really special. And I got really emotional, actually, to leave. At the end of like 3.5, 4 days of shooting, I was like in tears leaving because it was just such a special little thing. But yeah, King Turkey, thanks for being patient. Yeah, I'll get that toothpick out this week. Sorry for the delay. Marcel off Axis FPV is in the house. He called everybody pirates. Word FPV says Nevin is the nicest dude ever. How many times does he make you speechless out of kindness? I push FPV Exchange more than my own business lately. So true. Suave FPV giving me some physical compliments. Thank you, Suave. We've got a little bit of Halfboard saying Pied Piper, always blue, always blue. There's a fellow, and I can't think of the name of the show. Halfboard is a fellow Silicon Valley fan. Really, really good show. If you guys haven't watched Silicon Valley, check it out. It's really, really good. Sam Burns FPV says, I want to get on Patreon. Where's the link? CiottiFPV. Sam Burns, if you go to CiottiFPV.com, it is the very first link all the way up on top to Patreon. Or you can just go to Patreon and search for CiottiFPV. If you guys want to find me anywhere, I have managed to like lock down CiottiFPV everywhere. All the social media sites that I'm on. I'm not on Twitter. But yeah, pretty much everywhere. If you search for CiottiFPV, or if you just go to Google and search CiottiFPV, you'll find the majority of the websites that I'm on. There goes Licenses Drive, dropping the link. Thank you, brother. Rob Axelson says, we need another live stream from the post office again. Oh my god, that's right. That's right. I totally forgot about that. King Turkey says, I totally understand the neglect to shipping, like it's so hard. I'm still sitting on my birthday presents from someone I bought 2 years ago. My inquiry was just to make sure it's not sitting in post. Yeah. That's what makes me feel the worst about it, is because I get these messages. I'm like, hey, I think the giveaway thing got stolen. And I'm like, nope, it's sitting here. I'm the worst. Geo Fairbanks says, I love CiottiFPV's shipping simulation. Halfboard says, and that was the night CiottiFPV lost it. Ruby Tim says, this man needs some sleep. Dude, I got all kinds of sleep. I'm just, I don't know. I had a really solid 20 minutes of meditation at like 9-ish o'clock tonight, and I'm just fucking feeling good, man. I'm just feeling good. I'm just in a really good place. I'm still kind of buzzing from the energy from that shoot in Charleston, and yeah, I don't know. Just feeling good, man. Feeling good about life. Feeling good about Rampage coming up. Lots of cool shit going on. You guys are fucking awesome as always. I got some really sick footage coming The rip that I did at this in the middle of nowhere farm spot was fucking great. I'm picking Remy Tim up at the airport on Thursday of this week, and then we're driving to Barnwell together on Friday, and he's going to have his 7-inch long-range rig. I'm going to get this thing even more dialed in than it already is, and we're going to hit some sick fucking field and cotton field and farm and awesome big-ass spots at 1,000,000 miles an hour on the way, and then we're going to just destroy all of our stuff at Rampage and get some more really sick footage there. Fuck, man. Good stuff going on. Sorry to curse so much tonight, but I'm excited, and you know, it's part of the English language that adds color and excitement, and I don't know. Yarbs FPV says, unrelated, I just wanted to mention how fun it is to listen to an ex-race driving instructor list step-by-step how he's fucked up and careening into a wall whilst doing stow today. Yarbs FPV referring to... I'm taking a little bit of a break from Gran Turismo Sport, and I'm diving into ACC, Assetto Corsa Competizione, which is a very specific driving simulator. Gran Turismo Sport is and Forza are video games that have physics that are really close to real life. Assetto Corsa is a driving simulator in the same way that Velocidrone and Liftoff are FPV simulators. It's not a video game, there's no points, it is just a training tool. So the level of realism is absolutely bananas. And what's interesting is, like, for me, someone who's got many years in actual driving at autocross track days in real cars, and a pretty decent skill set based around that, Assetto Corsa is weirdly more natural for me because of how accurate it is, but the removal of G-force to mainly let me know when the car is yawing, and how much brake pressure is like it's basically your butt dyno. Your ass in the seat can feel how hard you're getting pushed forward under braking, how hard you're getting pushed over in the corners. So your butt dyno kind of calibrates itself to however much G-force a real car can generate, and that's how you balance the car, as well as feedback through the steering wheel through your fingertips. Assetto Corsa, of course, because I don't have a pneumatically driven shake rig, I lose all of that butt dyno, so I have to learn everything through my fingertips and the steering wheel, and that's been the huge challenge, because again, it's a driving simulator. It's like 1-to-1 to the real world, so the lack of that tactile physical feedback in my butt makes driving Assetto Corsa at the limit of traction very difficult. I mean, in the same way that when we started on Velocidrone, we were a hot mess, right? It took hours and hours and hours, and I mean hundreds of hours, realistically, right? In FPV, in Velocidrone to get good. And in Assetto Corsa, I'm like 3 hours in so far. So it's a bit of a shit show because like, I have all of the knowledge and the understanding of how to pick brake points and how to stand the car up on the brakes and how to turn it in. So like I have all of the nuts and bolts, but then I just don't have the seat time to be able to predict what the car is going to do and feel the little bit of extra subtlety in the steering wheel that they give you so that you can tell when the brakes are starting to lock up, when the car is starting to rotate. So yeah, and that's just going to come from seat time. So I'm struggling through the career mode. Today was day 2 of career mode, and yesterday was a racetrack that I had a little bit more time on. Today was Brands Hatch, and it was a bit of a shit show. The 16th out of 16 place finish and a 15th out of 16 place finish. But that's okay. It's just seat time right now. I just need to pour seat time in it. This first time through the career, I'm probably going to place damn near dead last. But next time we go into career mode, I'll be doing a little bit better. So yeah, during the day, usually I do those, I called it simulator because it's racing sim. Simulator Sunday yesterday. Today I call it Motorsport Monday. Tomorrow it'll be called, I don't know, something with T's. So yeah, join me during the day if you can, or watch the replays here on the channel if you're interested in cars, because it's a good time. And I've got like triple the amount of time in cars as I do in FPV. So yeah, cool conversations going on over there on those streams. Raboxison says, okay, I need to put on your big point pants and get to the post office. Remy Tim says, oh, he's still going. Sam Burns FPV just became a Patreon. Welcome to the collective, Sam Burns. Glad to have you, my man. Remy Tim says, not everyone can have an easy life. It's very true. It's very true. It's why I really try my best to show you guys as much love as I possibly can, because I appreciate so much what you guys do for me to allow me to have a very strange life right now. But a really good life, and hopefully a life that brings you guys, not hopefully, I know that it does. You know, you guys hang out here a lot, and that means that you enjoy watching me do what I'm doing, and that's pretty cool. You know, that's rare. There's been a couple streamers in my life who have done that. Riker, Jimmy Broadbent. You know, I've spent a lot of time, Dr. K with Healthy Gamer. I've spent, you know, hundreds of hours watching those people and supporting them because I love what they're doing and I want them to keep going. And that's a pretty unique thing. You know, it only happens like every couple years that I find a live streamer that I really enjoy spending a bunch of time with. Yeah, it's pretty cool that... And also the community, right? Because the chat is like a real thing. Like hanging out in the chat with other really like-minded people is a pretty unique thing. Discord is great and all, but I think this is different. And I think a lot of people are really starting to realize the magic of live streaming because, yeah, there's new streamers popping up all over the place. You know, I mean, like, look like a year and a half ago when I started streaming, right? It was like Joshua and I. That was kind of it. I mean, I'm sure there was like one or two more people. But today we've got My On High, we've got Off Axis, we've got... there's a lot. There's probably like 20 or 30 FPV streamers now. I don't know of anybody that's doing it every day. I kind of like that. You know, I've kind of identified that as my kind of niche. But we've got a ton of live streamers now in the FPV universe, and that's pretty cool. And I see that happening all over the place. Streaming is becoming a much better thing. Not better, a much bigger thing, which is cool. Because it's fucking magic, man. It really is. Melodurton says there was a cashback deal if you pay at Etsy with Google Pay, but they also had some other promotion that I think is over now. Gotcha. Yarbs FPV says that his wife's side gig is on Etsy selling planners and stickers. She's got over 13,000 sales. Holy cow. Etsy owns. Yeah, it really does, man. There's just really cool shit on Etsy made by human beings. So like you're not supporting Target or Walmart for, you know, the guy at the top to have an 8th house. You're supporting people that are at home trying to do something cool. And that feels good. And it is good. It's good for the soul. T-Bird says, we are scared to push you on shipping, afraid you will snap. It's too late. That's really what it is. You guys don't want to see Gangly Man absolutely lose his mind live on stream. Torktastic didn't tag me, but I just happened to see his comment because he typed 5552R props, which are some of my favorites. He says, I'm building a glide with Cineglide arms, Gemfan 5552R props. Is 2306 enough motor? I got some Emax Ecos for 6S. Absolutely not Turktastic, unfortunately. Although it depends. If your goal is to build a hardcore long-range rig and you don't care about flight performance, 2306s are probably enough. If you want something that flies well, that you can, do some like light freestyling with, the smallest motor that I can recommend are these Avenger 2507s. Those 5552 Gemfan props are... I'm going to be doing the same thing with this glide, but I don't have those Cineglide arms yet. My buddy Brad has them, and he's going to be mailing them to me. So in the interim here, I'm going to put this onto the 5-inch 6mm arms because I also want to get a black box log of this on those 6mm arms to see how clean it is. And then I want to put this on those Cineglide arms to run those 5552 props. At that point, I will probably take these motors off. These Brother Hobby Avenger V2 2507 1850 kV motors on 6S scaled down to 90% motor limiting are beautiful with the Gemfan 5152 propellers. But the Gemfan 5552 propellers, so just for anybody new, 5152, 5.1 means 5.1 inches in diameter. 5.2 is the pitch, the angle of the blade. The more pitch, the more thrust, the more speed. Nice and simple. So then the 55-52 propellers are 55, 5.5 inches, 52 pitch, same pitch. Those 55-52 propellers are heavier, and they're a little bit too heavy for these motors if you want really locked-in freestyle flying. This is not necessarily a freestyle rig, but it's a cinema rig, and for a cinema rig, I would rather build it to be able to freestyle really, really effectively, because then in cinematic situations, if I have like a panic or if I have like some big move that I really want to do cleanly and crisply, it's going to do that. I try to get all of my rigs to hammer with freestyle, because if they're totally locked in for hard freestyle flying, they can do everything. They can do cinematic flying, they can do long range. Yeah, they won't get quite as much range, but who gives a shit? Put a bigger battery on it if you want more range, right? So yeah, that's kind of my philosophy, is to build all rigs as freestyle rigs and dial the whole package in, the propellers, the frame, the motors, so that it can be really, really good at freestyle, and then you've got something that'll do it all. And yeah, these 2507s are not quite big enough for those 55-52s for like super locked in freestyle. So when I get those Cineglide arms on here, I'm gonna just take one little step up on the motor size. I haven't looked at it to see what motors I'm gonna do yet, but probably, so these are 2507. I'm probably gonna look for like a 2607 or maybe even a 2707 or a 2706, just something with a little bit more stator volume. These are not bad on those 55-52s. Like it flies pretty damn good. But it's just not quite enough. And taking a little step up on motor size is not much of a hit on weight. So it's well worth it, in my opinion, to get the absolute perfect motor for the propeller. So yeah, and we're going to do that tonight at some point after the giveaways. I got to get cooking here. I'm going to rip through the rest of this chat so we can dig into the giveaways, so that I can then pull the arms off of this and swap them over to the 5-inch 6mm glide hammer arms. So let's do that. Let me blitz through the chat here to get caught up. We'll get into the giveaways, and then we'll start doing some actual Rampage prep. Metal Dirksen says, you can go rip the cemetery where my grandfather is buried in Barnwell. Oh, that's right, Metal. I remember you mentioning that you had family in Barnwell. Small world, my God. KCUFAM says, cursing only adds to the story, not takes away. Thank you for being on board with the cursing, KCUF. I have tried to not curse so much because a lot of people get angry about it and say that they can't watch it because they have children. And I get that, and I want those people to be able to watch. But at the same time, I've been cursing for 30 years, and it's a very colorful part of the English language that I find absolutely hysterical. So, you know, as with most of the things on this channel, I would rather have a smaller audience that laughs harder and gets more out of it than a bigger audience and kind of neuter myself. That's being a little dramatic, but Xenakis FPV is in the chat. There he is. He says, hey, CiottiFPV, can't join the stream again, but looking forward to Rampage. I'll be using your motor output limit and tune. Can't wait, man. Very cool. Xenakis is probably gone by now. Oh, that was only 10 minutes ago. Maybe he's still here. Nevin, hopefully you got some new people over there on FPV Exchange. We've been talking about it all night. Every single one of these streams, more and more people in the chat say what an awesome experience they've had over at FPV Exchange, and I love that. Technical Driving Tuesdays, KCUF says. I like that. I'm into that. Oh, License to Drive wins, though. Track Tuesday. That's the one. Paul McDonald says Takeoff Tuesday. Random FPV is in the house. Ruby Tim says Track Tuesday. That works, too. I'm almost caught up. Random FPV says, I hang out here to make CiottiFPV say inappropriate things. Chris Croft says, ACC has the closest physics to real cars, but also the force feedback is not the best. Well, that's interesting. This is for the PC version anyway. I understand the PS4 Vision physics are not exactly the same. So when I talk about it, I'm only talking about PS4. On the PC, the closest that's available is iRacing. Unfortunately, iRacing costs a fortune. It's really expensive. It's a monthly subscription, but it is phenomenal. ACC is catching up to iRacing, but I don't think they'll ever get there just because iRacing has more money to throw around. But yeah, a lot of good. I mean, all of these, like ACC, iRacing, even Gran Turismo Sport, my God, they are good. Oh my God, they are so good. I took a long break from video games, so I'm just like blown away by how far they've come in like the last 10 to 15 years. Really, really, really impressive. Matthew Vegas says, I'm also starting my second glide during the stream. Looking forward to getting the XT60 from your Etsy store. That's going to go out in the box with, I forget what you won, but it's going to be in that box. I'm putting it all in one thing. And then, okay, cool. We're about to be caught up on the chat here. Family Guyver says, what's a decent 2207 that is lighter than most? I have no idea, Family Guyver. I'm a 2306 guy. Chat, those of you that run 2207s, who knows of a 2207 that's lighter weight? My guess, Family Guyver, would be T-Motor F60 Pro 4? Pro 3? Pro 4? Whatever the newest. So T-Motor's F line of motors are their premium lightweight motor. So if you get the the way that it works is the T-Motor F40 is their 2306, the F60 is their 2207. So yeah, they are on Pro 4. Thanks, Slat. What's up, Slat? I can't wait to meet you at Rampage, man. Yeah, so the T-Motor F60 Pro 4 is more than likely the lightest of the 2207s. In the world of 2306s, the T-Motor F40 Pro 4 is the lightest of the 2306s that has any amount of durability. Technically speaking, the Steel Silk V3 is lighter than the F40 Pro 4, but it is nowhere near as durable. And if you're going to crash with any amount of momentum, I would definitely not suggest that motor. Go with the F40 Pro 4. It's gonna be like half a gram maybe heavier, and it's gonna be miles more durable. So yeah, check out the F60 Pro 4s. You're probably gonna dig them. T-Motor makes an unbelievable motor. BH says, plus us Jersey people curse with the best of them. Yeah, it's true. If you grow up in New Jersey, if you live for 30 years in New Jersey like I did, you're gonna curse. BH says, see you at Rampage. This is PDB FPV, by the way. Very cool, BH. Okay, well, you guys didn't schedule the thing for me, so I'm just gonna say it. Wait, no, hold on. Let's look up the Rampage schedule. Rotor Riot Rampage schedule. I want to make sure that like the flow state screening is not at 2 o'clock or something weird, because I think that I'm going to be invited to the flow state screening because I'm in the damn thing. Is there a schedule on the website? On-site arms, okay, COVID safety, schedule, oh no, it's not a clickable button. Do they not have the goddamn schedule up yet? Are you kidding me? Festival grounds. Oh, hey, look. Look at that. That's gonna be me. Is there really not a schedule yet? Yeah, there it is. There it is, guys. That's where it is. Told you. Pipes, all kinds of stuff. This is where you come to destroy all of your micros. I'll be there waiting for you. Damn, it looks like there's no schedule yet. So... Oh, come on, OBS. Don't... Hold on, I gotta restart OBS. If I have to deal with no ability to use keystrokes in OBS, I'm gonna absolutely lose my mind. Stream's gonna go dead for a second, but I'll be right back. I have to do this. I can't not have the hotkeys in OBS. Be right back. And we're back, hopefully. Oh, keystrokes, yes. Wait. Oh, and it remembered the mic settings. Thanks, OBS, for being just the most random program that just wipes itself out for no reason. Edward Ashley says it was emailed. Oh, okay, so I'm not on the email list. Can you guys do me a favor and look at 2 o'clock? Those of you that got that email with the schedule, can you look at 2 o'clock on Saturday and Sunday and make sure that there's not anything super interesting? Drone Nation event, you guys are saying. Drone Nation, Rotor, Riot, Rampage. Generally, OBS loses mic settings when you update it or Windows. Yeah, see, I didn't update anything. I just closed it and then reopened it. Closed it yesterday, reopened it today. Drone Nation application. Oh. I can't computer. You guys know about my aversion to computers. So I'm gonna leave it up to you guys to let me know if there's anything important going on at 2 o'clock. I'm gonna stream every day this week, so we'll lock it in more. Tonight's the big stream though. So tentatively 2 o'clock Saturday, 2 o'clock Sunday, we're gonna meet up at Micro Mayhem and we'll have a hangout with all of us collective nerds. Walkie Talkie says there's a schedule on okay, cool. Caught up on chat, and you know what that means. It's time for giveaway.
諦めんなよ。諦めんなお前。どうしてそこでやめるんだそこで。もう少し頑張ってみろよ。ダメ目諦めたら。周りのことを思うよ。応援してる人たちのことを思ってみろって。あともうちょっとのところなんだから。俺だってこのマイナス10度のところ、しじみが取れるって頑張ってんだよ。絶対やってみろ。必ず目標達成できる。だからこそ、ネバギブアップ。
A's. You like that? Like how I did that? I clicked the button like when I was in the middle saying giveaways. See what I did there? Is that good for you guys? It's good for me. When we do the giveaways, man, I gotta be careful with my voice this week. Woo! Okay. When we do the I'm gonna bring it down. I'm gonna bring the volume of my voice down a little bit. That should save my voice. When we do the giveaways, I go over here to the Patreon only text channel on the Discord server. $3 a month to join the Patreon and get access to it. There's a text channel called The Video Collective. I need to click a couple buttons in Patreon to export everything to fill up the wheels. So while I do that, I grab a couple of your guys' flight footage. And I very lazily grab the most recent flight footage. There's Archangel posting in there live on stream. So yeah, I very lazily grab the 3 most recent, and I open them up here, and I play them while I'm clicking some buttons. So I'm gonna mute. Ooh, a 2-inch frame from Dauntless, 2-inch build from Dauntless, rather. And then we're gonna go Chomper, Bando time. And I can't play your guys' music because of copyright nonsense, but I'm going to give you guys some Epidemic Sounds, which is usually not all that bad. And then we're going to get a little bit of Toxic FPV up in here. 1-pack rip at the new spot. All right. We're also going to get Steady Eddie because he's got fucking Grogu. I mean, come on. That's got to happen. So, to all four of you guys, thanks for posting some footage in here. And enjoy 4 collective pilots doing a little bit of flying here. Bomb on a drone. The child playing in a forest. While I click some buttons and do some things. This is what the Discord looks like. You should head on over and make love to it. I don't know. Maybe not. Sub Bunny says EIELMA. Oh God, what's happening? Why are you guys just posting letters? What's happening? Why is that happening? Oh, EIEIO. Got it. Okay, so wait, no. I need a little bit of music for you guys. If you at some point need copyright-free music and you want to join Epidemic Sound, there's, I believe it or not, have an affiliate link to them. Scroll down in the description; it's there. If you need copyright-free music, Epidemic Sound is the only place to go to. They just demolish everybody. Let's put on some goddamn trap music. Now let's go electro and future bass. That's probably going to be a little bit more. I don't know. Enter words that make sense here for me. What? No? Alright, I'm gonna put trap on. F it. I'll be back. Here's some flying.
Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on bling and she ice. Freeze, photo, please, no photos. No, G's, no, please, no photos. Hit the door and the doorman just whole team here might need some. Still young, but I move like a new deal to my lawyer. If you're down in my management, I'm just warming up a way till I old producers saw the numbers one. Different colors in my baggy light. Chalk it up, talk of the town when you're talking up. Wanna get you a ring and you tough enough. Wanna get you new things when your pockets dull. Run it up. I used to be quiet and out of luck. Now I move up and move humble cause the hate and the jealousy. My mama telling me count up your blessings and run it up. Nowadays nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on bling and she ice. Freeze, photo, please, no photos. No, G's, no, please, no photos. I keep giving game away. I put game on layaway. I got paid to play today. I get paid to stay away. I get paid on rainy days. I might make it rain today. I got paid off pain today. Thought it'd take the pain away. In my own lane, finger roll. I would never sell my only soul. Heard your whole team was for sale. Heard it's on the market for the low. Who the realest, we might never know. All this acting, you gon' play a role. Give you the world when they sign you up. Dry you out and then they line you up. Ooh, now you're looking hungry, ribs are touching, need some food. Now you're all on live acting surprised, but you was fooled. Boy, get out the way, it's been a day, now you're old news. Now you got the pen and pad, you're trying to take my moves. Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on bling and she ice. Freeze, photo, please, no photos. No, G's, no, please, no photos. Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on bling and she ice. Freeze, photo, please, no photos. No, G's, no, please, no photos.
Best FPV video on the internet. Come on now. Anything with our little friend Grogu in it immediately wins. You know it's true. There's the link to that last one. Go watch Grogu. Show it to everybody that you know. They will all love it, and they will understand FPV much better with the child riding along on the rig. They won't think you're such a lunatic anymore. I've got everybody on the wheels. I'm pulling that over onto the right monitor. I'm going to pull the chat over onto the left monitor here. And... alright. So... I'm also still caught up on chat. Looks like Pixel Pusher says, can't find my Discord invite link anywhere. So when you join, it might take a minute. When you join the Discord, at some point, an automatic email goes out which has your super secret Discord link in it. I've heard that it takes like 24 hours for that to go out, though. If you don't get it, let me know. I'm CiottiFPV everywhere, and I'll manually do it for you. Yeah, just let me know, and we'll hook it up. The wheel is ready. The first giveaway is for the $5 a month Tiny Whoop and Toothpick tier. It is a whole bunch of brushed Tiny Whoop stuff. I have 2 brushed Tiny Whoops, and you know the best thing about them is that they always work. I went to Tennessee last year to a Tiny Whoop race, and both of my brushless Tiny Whoops went down, and I ended up flying the entire event with a brushed Tiny Whoop, and I had a goddamn blast. It's like this cool, like, classic car experience, and, like, you're gonna love it. There's a brushed cockroach frame in here. There are, I want to say 8 of the Tiny Whoop special sauce motors. There's a whole bunch of batteries, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 batteries. There's a set of GemFan props. There's a 6th battery there. And then there's a double. I don't suggest you use this on brushed. This is for brushless. But there's one of these little 2S PH 2.0 connectors, because I have a million of these, so I've just been throwing them in and everything. And there's a little, there's one of these awesome little PH 2.0 and big and small LED battery checkers. So whole bunch of Tiny Whoop stuff. If it's been a while since you, and here, do this too. Get in touch with me about the tune. You can go ham on the Betaflight tune with these brushed Tiny Whoops. I mean, or just put your P gains in the 100, put your P gain at 100 and your D gain at like 80 or 90, and that's pretty much the tune. But definitely get in touch with me. You can really go nuts on the tuning with the brushed whoops. It's so friggin' fun. I cannot believe how much fun I've had just bopping around the house with these little brushed Tiny Whoops. It's a blast. You're gonna love it. So yeah, and there's a bunch of other goodies in here. So let's see who wins this little fella. We got a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and Goat is at the ready. OG Tiny Whoopin' coming at somebody. Let's see who it is. I think it's gonna be CMYKFPV. Just a random guess. It's not gonna be. It's gonna be Daniel Maurer. Daniel Maurer, who's actually coming here on Thursday, has won a brushed Tiny Whoop. What do you guys think of that? And he just tagged me. He says, CiottiFPV, you get that Discord question a lot. The answer is people need to go into their Patreon profile settings and link their Discord account under the app settings. It all happens in Patreon. Interesting. So there you guys go. Go into your Patreon profile settings and link your Discord account under the app settings, or just message me and I'll do it for you manually. Congratulations, Daniel Maurer. You're building a brushed Tiny Whoop and going old school, OG classic car style with your indoor flying. Wait, I need to write your name on it. Otherwise it's gone forever. Tim. There it is. Man, I can barely read that. It's on you to remember this. I cannot read that. Now we are on to the $10 a month 3-inch micro brushless and Cinewoop tier, and it's gonna be from T-Bird, courtesy of T-Bird. Thanks for the donation, brother. Foxeer Toothless 2 micro camera. This is such a good camera. A set of HQ 3.1 by 3 by 4 quad blades. Quad blades are fun to play around with. And then shout out to GemFan, my propeller sponsor. They sent over a big box of props a while ago, and the majority of those props I spec'd out for you guys for the giveaways. This is all of the good Cinewoop props, as well as the GemFan 2512s. This is the D76s. It's the D, whatever the 2.5 inch. It's all the good Cinewoop props. You're gonna love it. So here you go with these 3 guys. The wheel for this is over here, and I'm actually gonna remember to click the shuffle button this time. Oh, I forgot to scroll through the list for you guys. Here's the list in case you want to check and make sure you're on there. But I just hit export CSV on Patreon, and it just gives me the big list. But if you want, you can do slow motion and scroll through this list and make sure that you're on there. If you're not on there, you kind of have to take it up with Patreon. I don't really have any control over that. But yeah, there you go. There's that list. And then I'm going to do the same here for the $10 a month tier. There's everybody. Now everybody's out of order. And Phil McCoy, a.k.a. the real McCoy. Nice. Elias, the mighty messenger of the Lord Yeshua, competing for the longest name. There you guys go. I'm going to hit the shuffle button a couple more times because I'm crazy. Goat at the ready. And who's it going to be? Paul McDonald said didn't update in time. Paul McDonald, do me a favor and remind me. I'll put you on next week's wheel twice. Patrick Scott wins. Wow, it's all the local guys. Well, not local, but it's all the people that I don't have to ship to. Apparently the wheels heard me complaining about shipping. Patrick Scott, congratulations. You have won an awesome analog camera. I think he still has some analog rigs, some props, and he does have a Cinewoop. Yeah. I think he has a Squirt. So he's got a bunch of props for his Squirt. That is Patrick Scott is P. Richard Scott in the chat. He comes in, pops in every once in a while. So let me write his name down. And there we go. All right, put these aside. I gotta keep a little pile going for these. Otherwise it'll be gone forever. Next up, we've got the $20 a month. Trying to keep up on chat at the same time. $20 a month, 5-inch stuff tier. We've got 3 sets of these new peanut butter and jelly bi-blade 5-inch props. We've got the hyper custom Runcam Joshua Bardwell edition Phoenix 2. This is a great camera. And we've got a frame. This is the iFlight Sedora SL5 Squish, it says. Carbon fiber frame. So a couple of really good little 5-inch things to get going. I can't wait for whoever wins these to give me some feedback on them, because I was going to fly them, but then I realized that I just don't like bi-blades. So let's see who wins this. Abraham says, last time I tuned in, I missed the live chat giveaway ×2 by a few seconds. Not sure if you re-added me to the following week, but if not, I'm here today. Abraham, it sounds like I need to add you a second time. Which tier? Hopefully this tier, because I've already done the other ones, and I didn't add anybody twice to these other tiers. I will, if you're not on the 5-inch tier, wait, no, I can look it up. Hold on. I can look it up right now. Aber, where are you? Which tier are you in, Aber? Are these alphabetical? Of course they're not alphabetical. It was for the... Oh, Super Chat giveaway. Okay, cool. Do me a favor, Aber. Remind me in a minute when we do the Super Chat giveaway, and I'll make sure I get you on there twice. I think that's what you're saying that I should be doing, right? I just do whatever you guys tell me. I trust you. Here's the 5-inch wheel. There it is. And here's your proof of entry and proof of life. There is everybody on this tier. You can rewind and slow down. Let's see who wins. A Sidora SL5, some propellers, and a really good analog camera. Goat, face, scream. It's going to be MotoRef. I'm calling it right now. The fix is in. Oh, I forgot to hit the shuffle button. It's Chomper FPV. Chomper, it looked like you were shredding in that video of what I could see out of the corner of my eye. Congratulations, you're getting a Sidora and a cool camera. And I'm going to write Chomper on here. Chomper FP Vizzle. Hey! Any of you guys that have won things that I haven't shipped, are you going to be at Rampage? So that I can further shirk my shipping responsibilities. Jesus. Alright, let's do the Super Chat giveaway. Alright, here we go. Here's what it is. Super Chat giveaway. Super Chat giveaway begins right now. If you do a Super Chat or a PayPal over at CiottiFPV.com, if you don't want YouTube to take 30% of your Super Chat, you can use PayPal over at CiottiFPV.com. Scroll down to the PayPal button. If you Super Chat $5, I'm going to put you on the wheel once. $10, I'll put you on the wheel twice. And go. Here's what it's for. Courtesy of Frank Nicholas, a really cool Strix Tiny Whoop case with some foam, with the little insert bit, and even a little XT60 hole in the side for a little charger. This is a really cool little Tiny Whoop case. Thank you, Frank, for the donation of this. Oh, they're directional. That's cool. You can't put it on backwards. Shout out to Newbie Drone. They sent a bunch of stuff over in one of the orders. I put in the order notes like, hey, I do giveaways all the time. If you want to send over some stuff, I'll give it away. This I actually bought. This is one of the clear brushless cockroach frames. But then they sent over this stuff. Really, really nice lanyard, battery strap, fake cockroach sticker pack, and their incredibly soft goggle strap. Thank you, Newbie Drone. Very, very cool. They've sent a whole bunch of stuff over. Those guys are awesome. A hyper custom, hyper beaten to death, but still totally working Foxeer Lollipop antenna. It's SMA. I have like all these antennas that I'm not using, and I'm just like, you know what? Let me move them on to people that can just throw them in their bag as an extra antenna. A t-shirt. Hopefully whoever wins is either a 2X or an XL, because those are the only t-shirts that I have left. You could probably shrink them up maybe if you're a smaller fellow like me. So a t-shirt of your choosing, depending on your size, and a set of lightly used, but used for sure, Newbie Drone 2306.5 2400 kV 5-inch motors. These are the ones that were on the budget rig. I broke 2 of these and replaced them. These 4 spin totally fine. The motor bells are not bent. There are like a couple of rock chips on them, but there are no digs in the bells from actually smacking into the ground, other than this one. This one's got a little scrape in it. If this one doesn't spin true, and they're not 2400 kV, they're 2450 kV. This little scrape is not enough to throw this bell out of balance. These are titanium motor shafts, which is why they're actually strong motors. And this one looks as good as new. Do I have an extra one of these? If I have an extra one of these, I'll swap this one out. That's got the little ding in it. Let me see. I think I took the extra one out of here already. Nope, I don't have an extra one. So this is what I've got. These were on the rig. I remember spinning them up in the motors tab and them all being nice and quiet. So they're good to go, even though there is a little bit of a scrape on the one. But yeah, set of these motors and all the other stuff, ready, go. Let me move these things to a place. I'll put them on top of the shirts. Whoever wins is going to tell me what size shirt they want, and then that's going to pick the shirt. And then the other thing is going to be CiottiFPV sponsors these Super Chat giveaways with a set of his skateboard transmitter tape grips in various colors. There's a purple color that's my custom color that you should get, but if you don't, it'll hurt my feelings. So yeah, whoever wins this is going to be able to message CiottiFPV and say, yo, I won Ciotti's Super Chat giveaway. I have a QX7 maybe transmitter, whatever transmitter you got, and I like the color orange. And he's going to cut a set of those grips and mail them to you. You should go over to CiottiFPV's channel and make sure you're subscribed. Dan is an awesome dude making great content. CiottiFPV, TWEETFPV, great guy. You're going to love him. Let me get the wheel going here. And, okay, where's the reminder on who I'm adding to this wheel from the last time? Scrolling up, was it Aber the Ham? Last time I tuned in, I missed a live chat. Yeah, I remember that. Aber the Ham. Okay, so I'm going to put Aber the Ham on here first, because I think I missed him once. I don't think I missed you twice, right, Aber? If I did, let me know, and I'll put you on here twice. So, all right, let's get through the Super Chats first, and then I'll hop over to my email. Grizz FPV with a $10 Super Chat. He says, here's mine. Grizz is going on the wheel 2 times. Wait, let me add some spaces here, and that'll make my life a little bit easier. Grizz once and twice. Aber the Ham with a $4.99. He says 2 + 1 = 3. All right, cool. So Aber's going on here 3 times total. Awesome. Thanks for the reminder, Aber, and the clarity. KCUFAM is going on the wheel 1 time. He sent $1 time. He sent $5. Thank you, KCUF, for the support. There he is. Rob Axelson is going on the wheel. He's gonna mail me a penny. Keep your penny, Rob Axelson. I don't want it. I'm not a penny kind of guy. Go-Kart Mozart with a $4.99 Super Chat. He goes on the wheel 1 time. He can keep his penny as well. All right, let me get into my email, and we'll take a look at who is doing the PayPal. Oh, wow, everybody's doing the PayPal thing. Very cool. KCUF just became a $5 patron. Welcome to the collective, Nathaniel. Paul McDonald edited his pledge. Congratulations, Paul. You are now on all 3 of the giveaways. Hopefully it went through early enough and you got on all 3. If not, let me know and we'll make it up next time. Sam Burns jumped onto the Patreon on the $5 tier. Welcome to the collective, Sam. And here we go. Steven Steinbaker, CMYK FPV, going on the wheel 2 times with $10 via PayPal. Once and twice. Joshua Bardwell sending me an email for me to jump in on a Tiny Whoop question. Very cool. Every once in a while, Joshua will forward me a micro email that he's gotten for me to handle it, which is fun. We've got a little bit of Kyle Jarecki, Jackalope FPV sending $10. He's going on the wheel 2 times. Thank you for the support, Jackalope. There you are. And then we got a little bit of Edward Ashley. He says, thanks for playing my video. Please put me on the wheel 2 times. Deal, my man. Thanks for putting the video in there so that I had something to play. The pleasure was all mine. All right, there we go. Got that going. Got a little bit of John Ray, Metal Dirtskin, going on the wheel 2 times. And 1, 2. Thank you, Metal. And then we've got Frank Nicholas. He says, if I win, re-roll for the grips, because that's just how Frank does it. He goes on the wheel not once, but twice. Thank you, Frank. Coming back over to the chat to look for... Okay, we're good. Am I caught up? Motor F PayPal 10. We're good there. Edward Ashley says PayPal sent ×2. anybody who's not on the wheel right now, tag me in the chat as quick as you can. CiottiFPV says, I'm here just trying to find a turbo leak on my car. Oh God, man. It's one of the reasons why I really prefer NA cars, is because just less complexity. Dauntless FPV says he's waiting for the 1850. What's that mean? What's the 1850? What's that? T-Bird says PayPal. Did that get you on here, T-Bird? What? You're not on here, T-Bird. How did I miss? What? How did I miss it? Oh, that's weird. PayPal didn't send me the email. I'm glad that I say out loud, if you guys aren't on the wheel, let me know now. T-Bird, what did you PayPal? 5 or 10? Are you on the wheel once or twice? Okay, so Go-Kart Mozart, are you on here? Yeah, you're on here. So there's no super chats after Go. I think maybe my email is just lagging. So anybody who has done the PayPal thing, who's not on the wheel at the moment, tell me, tag me in the chat and tell me how many times I need to put you on the wheel, and I'll do it. Interesting. Usually this works really well, but I don't know. Maybe Mac Mail is lagging or something. All right, T-Bird says 2 times. Take care of that. Weird. I always kind of worried about that. Once and twice. And then Motoref, how many times are you going on there? Also, look for your human name. If you did PayPal and you didn't call out in the notes of PayPal, your actual human being name, or your you guys know what I'm saying. What's up, Bob Noxious? How are you, man? Motoref, I'm putting you on here twice. Anybody else that needs to be on the wheel, speak now, or you won't be on the wheel. You don't have to hold your peace, but you know, you can if you want, I guess. Let me just read the rest of the chats here to make sure I'm not missing anything else. CMYK says PayPal, I got you. Abraham, we got that taken care of. Dauntless says, I think super chat giveaways he's talking about. Okay. Oh, there's another one. Bob Noxious getting in at the last second. Look at this guy. You tuned in at the right time, Bob. He goes on the wheel 2 times. He doesn't even know what the prize is. It'll be a surprise for him if he wins. I hope he wins. I'm not even going to... It's a 300,000 mile Jetta turbo diesel. Good Lord. I'm not going to tell you what it is if you win. I'm just going to mail it to you, Bob Noxious. You're going to have to get a full-blown surprise. I mean, you could always just rewind and then you'll see what it is. But it'd be more fun to be surprised. So let's... my fingers are crossed for Bob. I'm going to click the shuffle button a bunch here. And when I'm done, I'm going to spin the wheel because I've given you guys just about enough time to let me know if you're not on there. Oh, there we go. There's the email from Tyler. Okay, there's the T-Bird email. Okay, cool. And ready? It's coming up, Bob Noxious. I can feel it. I can feel it. He's going to get... It worked. It doesn't always work, but it worked. Bob Noxious, what size t-shirt do you wear? Your choices are extra large or 2XL. Oh boy, that's ridiculous. There is, I don't have any larges, so you get an extra large. Bob Noxious is going to get a surprise. He can spoil the surprise for himself by rewinding, but I'm not going to show him because surprises are fun. So let me grab the right shirt, and let me write down his name. I can't believe that worked. That's outrageous. That, like, once or twice that's happened, but it's pretty rare that I call out the winner and it actually happens. But we have done quite a few giveaways. Here, I'll show you guys how many giveaways we've done. Hold on. Bob Noxious. Bob Noxious, you've got some work to do. You need to message me at CiottiFPV, wherever you'd like, Facebook, Instagram, wherever. Discord. I need you to say, hey, it's me, Bob Noxious. Here's my address. Here's my email address so that you send me some tracking info. And that's pretty much it. And then you got to do the same thing with TweetFPV. TweetFPV@gmail.com. TweetFPV@gmail.com. Let him know that you won the giveaway tonight, and let him know what your transmitter is and what color you'd like from his grips, and he will hook you up. And if you're not already subscribed, you better go subscribe now. You're going to love his channel. He's making awesome stuff. I've got your name written down here on your super secret selection of giveaway stuff, which you're going to love, man. You're going to love it. Calling it now. Jackalope says, do you still have a few 5-inch rigs in the work that you're giving away? I have one. There's one left. I haven't decided how I'm going to do the giveaway. It's going to be after Rampage. So next week I'll figure something out. I want to drive as many of you to FPV Exchange as possible for this last giveaway rig. So yeah, keep your eyes opened next week, and there'll be an entire like $300+ build given away. Dauntless says, do the BMC 3D glide session mounts use the weird top plate press nuts or just the standoffs in the rear 2 holes? Just the standoffs in the rear 2 holes. Bob Noxious just blew up a flight controller a few minutes ago. I'll spoil a little bit of the surprise. There's not a flight controller in it, so just buy yourself a replacement. But there's some other really good stuff in there that you're going to dig. Thanks everybody for playing. Another awesome... Oh, yeah, here. This is how many giveaways I've done. Look at this. And this isn't even all of them. But I've been using this... like thick cardboardy paper for a while to print out the shipping labels for the giveaways. And I know, and when it only prints the label on half the sheet, and then so I have to cut it out. So yeah, we've done this many giveaways, probably in like the last 6 months. I mean, I guess it's easy to do the math. It's just every other week, 4 every other week, times, you know, a long time, multiplied by rather a long time. Come on, get in there. Get in there. I'm taking those out, and they're hard to put away. Okay. Jackalope says, did you have a good time in Charleston? Just got back from a bachelor party in New Orleans. Jackalope, I had a fucking blast, man. The little 3-person camera crew that we had, the DP, the AC, and then I was the gaffer. We fucking killed it, man. We're 3 like ADHD, depression, anxiety people who were absolutely dialed in on one another. It was just fantastic. The name of the short film was going to be Femme Fatale. Here comes a link to one of Octopunk Media's other films that I did the lighting on. Go subscribe to Octopunk Media, because that way when Femme Fatale comes out, you'll get to see it. And you won't believe what the amount of quality that we were able to get out of a 4-day shoot with just 3 people in that department, basically. It was just rad, man. I had an absolutely amazing time, to the point where like I'm thinking that I want to start doing... I probably won't be able to jump directly into gaffer work, but I think I want to start doing a little bit more grip kind of stuff to get started, and then eventually I would love to kind of be able to do gaff work here and there. The problem is gaffers typically need to have a bunch of gear, but in theory you can just sort of rent the gear and then you charge the person hiring you gear rental fees, and I just don't really know the gear all that well yet, but it'll just come with time. So yeah, I don't know. I know a big part of the reason why I had so much fun is because of the people that I was working with, but I gained a lot of confidence and learned like more than I usually do. The cat's under here. I'm not beating off, I promise. Yeah, it was just fantastic. To think IO almost skipped tonight, I did buy a new one, Bob Noxious says. All right, this is good to go. That's good to go. I'm going to leave this Etsy page up, and we're going to do a little bit of work here. We're going to swap these arms out on this glide in preparation for some long-range shenanigans on the way to Rampage. So let's dig into that. We'll go a little bit past 12 here. That's okay. We just gotta... Oh, God, go-kart. I mean, it's true. It's true. What you're saying is true. But, woo! FPV crate unboxing either tomorrow or Thursday or maybe even Wednesday. Who the hell knows? Here are the 6mm glide hammer arms. We're gonna put them on the big fella, and I hope that the oh man, these motor wires are gonna be too long. Didn't I have these on here at one point? Oh man, this just became so much more work because I have to switch these motor wires out. But I really do want to do this. I'm gonna do it. I'll do it. So let's cut these guys off here first. Let's cut these guys first. Bob Noxious says, "Come on up to Greenville." Bob, the director of photography, Gabriel, is actually lives in well, not in Greenville, but right by Greenville. So yeah, if I'm up there, I will let you know for sure. There's typically not much. The reason that I would hang out with her again would be if she had like a job, and there's not a lot of filming work done in Greenville to my knowledge. Although I don't really know anything about Greenville, so I could be totally wrong. It would probably be somewhere else. You know, like Charleston, for example. But yeah, if for whatever reason I'm in Greenville, I'll totally look you up, man. Hell yeah. We can go break some stuff. How do I usually do this? These first, and then the arms get floppy, and then I can take the motors off, I believe, is the easiest way to do it. I usually only swap one arm at a time. Swapping all four is a little bit of a pain in the ass, but it's not that bad. So let's get going here. Let's do a quick arm swap, and then I'm going to see if I can kind of bodge the motor wires and leave these long-ass motor wires, because I will then have to change the motor wire length again on the Cineglide 5.5-inch arms. So if I can just kind of leave a bunch of extra motor wire on here, that's going to sort of be ideal. But we'll see. It might be too much. I don't want it to be all janky. But we'll figure it out together, man. Let me just crack all these with the big wrench, with the big driver rather, and then I'll use the Wiha to quickly extract them. If you want to take a look at some of the shit that I was filming over the weekend, head on over to my Instagram. Got a bunch of images on there. It was, it was super awesome. One of the things I love most about Octopunk Media, Michelle, is that she, the majority of her films are sort of surrounding social change, and a lot of them have a pretty heavy LBGT element to them, which is really, really good. Everybody working on her films is really about like just being LGBT friendly and just kind of normalizing it a little bit, and it's just such a cool group of people to be with. Like that, yeah, that group of people is always really special and very loving, and you don't get any dude bros, you don't get any bullshit. It's a really cool group, and it's just a blast every time, and there's just a little bit more meaning because of that, right? It's not just like making a horror flick for the sake of making a horror flick. It's making a horror flick that also normalizes transgender and just, you know, LGBT, the entire LGBTQ community, and it's just good stuff, man. It's really, really, really good stuff. So check it out. I think you guys will like it. I have a feeling that... Kitty, what are you doing? Why are you being so fucking obnoxious? There's still like a half an hour before your official feeding time. What are you being such a pain in the ass for? Stay in here and relax, or else I'll continue to attack you. Yeah, check out some of her films, guys. You're gonna dig it. Octopunk Media. 50% or so of the films on her YouTube, I did the lighting on, or at least had a hand in the lighting on. Her early stuff, the majority of her early stuff, I pretty much did all of the lighting on. And then as she's grown, she's kind of outgrown me. That's kind of a dramatic way to put it, but it's true. Her production value has gone through the roof. She's got a big ass YouTube channel and a big old Patreon, and she's doing incredibly well. So well deserved. She's such a cool human being. So a lot of her more recent films, she's got like really talented directors of photography who have much more sophisticated lighting gear and or lighting ideas, to be quite honest. But luckily she's continued to bring me on to kind of work with those people as a gaffer, as a grip, as just, you know, a guy that's sort of around. She kind of sees the value. Like, even if I'm not running lighting for her, there's like, I just find shit that I can do. Like there's just a million different things that just need to get done on movie sets, and like I love to just crank. Like I love to just help out and just get shit done and just make cool stuff. And yeah, I have a pretty long history of using of doing lighting with still photography just as a hobby for funsies for myself, and I'm a, you know, tinkerer and stuff, so I can usually... Ooh, that was interesting. That was very loose. So yeah, there tends to be all kinds of weird... Wow, that was really loose too. Jesus, okay. I'm glad that I'm pulling this thing apart. I'm actually gonna maybe pull those out and Loctite them, I think, because that's a little bit alarming that 2 in a row were that loose. Those are just ESC bolts, so it's kind of not the end of the world, but still, no reason for them to be loose like that. That ain't good. But yeah, I always find stuff to do and find ways to help out on set with her, and it's just a riot, man. It's just really, really, really fun. I have such a good time doing it. What happened to the chat? Nobody said anything in 6 minutes. Did you guys all fall asleep on me? What are you doing? Talk to each other. Be friends. God damn it. Forced friendship. There you guys are. There's Marcellus. You guys are just so enthralled watching me rip this glide apart, I'm sure. I mean, Tim has got lots of Z's. Marcellus just came home from flying. What time is it where you live, Marcellus? Out of curiosity, it's a little after midnight here on the east coast of the U.S. So the fact that someone just came home from flying is very confusing to me. Alright, so these 6-inch arms I don't really know what to do with these. I don't think these 6-inch arms are going to go back on here at any point. Although maybe, I don't know. If I do a bigger motor, I can maybe do the 6-inch thing, but I would, man, I don't know. I don't know about the 6-inch thing. I'm thinking 5 and then 5.5 is all I'll ever need. I feel like 6 and 7 is really just for hardcore long range stuff. There really doesn't, the 6 and 7-inch stuff, I don't know. It's never been all that cinematic to me. It's more been just like for the efficiency, and I'm not really into that. Like I don't really have any interest in long range. Remy Tim says, stop making me chat. Literally another room making my 3D printer run for you. So needy. Nice. Remy Tim has messaged me the other day and said, hey, let me know what you need 3D printed. Coming down. What color you doing? You got the good colors, right? You better have good colors. If you bring those in like some stupid colors, I'm gonna attack you physically. And then throw them in the garbage in front of you. I promise I won't. I promise I'll be nice. Yeah, there, screws. Okay. Off camera, I'm just getting all of the carbon fiber dust and garbage off of these arms. 11 Central Standard Time. Why were holy Christ, where were you flying so late? Green and orange. Oh no. Throwing them away. Throwing them all away. Do you really, is it really green and orange? Oh god damn it. I'm gonna boil them in RIT dye and dye them black. You guys know you can do that, right? Like any like soft urethane or like soft plastic, you can take a pot. Don't use a pot that you like because it's going to stain the shit out of it. But you can take RIT dye, boil it, and put like plastic parts and shit in there and leave it for a while. And the RIT dye will seep into the thingy. Make him walk the Rampage. It would take him forever. It's all violet. Yay! It's the right color. Greg Womack bound his RXSR. Where did it go? To his transmitter, but he doesn't get any stick movements. Tried changing to AETR. So if you're not getting stick movements, the problem is potentially in the output of the transmitter. Did you create like a new model or anything like that? So if it binds, all that means is that the transmitter is able to connect to the receiver. That doesn't necessarily mean that you've chosen the right ports tab in the right UART in the ports tab, so you got to check that. You also have to make sure that you didn't accidentally reverse the RX and the TX, so make sure the wires are going to the right places. And then also you got to make sure that your protocol is correct in the configuration tab. You got to check all those things. I know it's a pain in the ass, but you just have to. You got to check all the stupid stuff that you haven't forgotten in a while, but all of a sudden now you have forgotten. Because that's how it works. There's too many goddamn things to forget on these quads. And yeah, no matter how many you've built, you're going to forget one of those things at some point, and you're going to feel like a dummy. But during the troubleshooting process, you're going to be like, no, I've built 100 quads. There's no way that I would forget the ports tab. Impossible. Oh, look. I've got the wrong UART. For me, usually when that happens, I have reversed the RX and TX wires. Like I was just in a rush or not paying full attention, and I got those wires switched over. So that's what I would check if I were you. Because yeah, RX, TX, it's like, well, you know, receive, transmit, but wait, which is transmit? This, wait, do I want to transmit to this? Is the F port? What? I don't know. One of those things. We've all done it. We've all done it. Or if you're on an F4 flight controller, it could be an inversion issue. The list goes on and on and on and on. You can search YouTube for bind and receiver and stuff like that, and you'll find troubleshooting videos over there. That'll kind of like jog your memory. I find a lot of it is about that. A lot of it is like, just start ripping through YouTube videos, and like people will say stuff and you'll be like, oh, and it'll just kind of jog your memory to different things that you may have forgotten. And then eventually you'll find the infinitely annoying thing that you forgot for the first time ever. Or for the 800th time. It's okay. No judgment. These fuckers are hard to build. We take for granted how hard these things are to build, right? Like, what it always jumps out at me, like when I tell like a normie about the hobby and then show them a quad and they're like, wait, you built that? And it's like, well, yeah. And then they're like, wait, you built that? And you're like, yeah, I built it. We just had this conversation. And then they're like, wait. So you're going to stand there and tell me that you built that? And then you're like, I don't think we're getting anywhere in this conversation. And then they're going to be like, hold the fucking phone. You're going to stand there, a fellow human being here on Earth, in 2021, and you expect me to believe that you, a person that I just met in a parking lot, with your human hands, use those hands to build this? And then you're gonna go, no, just kidding, I bought it from Best Buy. And they'll say, oh, okay, cool, I get it. All right, gotcha. How much did it cost? And then you can say $1,300. It's called the DJI FPV drone. And I'll go, wow, $1,300, that's a lot of money. It must take good pictures. So all of you photographers out there will really appreciate that joke. One of the more frustrating things about photography, for me at least, I don't know if this is for everybody, but for me, one of the more frustrating things about photography is that the camera doesn't make a shit bit of difference. And like so my gear, for example, right? Like my photography gear is garbage. It's old, it's cheap, it's like my DSLRs are both like $200 on Craigslist. And it doesn't matter. None of that matters. Like, the dirty little secret is that the gear really, for the most part, doesn't matter all that much. All that really matters is the person behind the gear pushing the buttons. Go figure, right? It's almost like FPV in that way. But every single time that you meet a normie and they're like, man, you take good pictures. No. It's not you take good pictures. It's, man, your camera takes good pictures. And you just want to beat them with a pipe. Because the camera doesn't do a fucking thing. The meatwad behind the camera does all the work. And it's like incredible. And like for me, it's extra insulting because my gear is garbage and my gear doesn't take good pictures. I force the garbage gear to take good pictures. So for me, it's, you know, I take a little bit of extra offense. But yeah, there's my photography rant for Monday night. Don't ever say that to a photographer, boys and girls. Don't ever, 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 ever tell a photographer that their gear is good. Because the gear is irrelevant. You can take a 15-year-old maybe not 15-year-old, but you can take like a 10-year-old DSLR and take images that are absolutely beautiful and like, yes, there won't be quite as many pixels there, but the pixels that are there, if the person behind that gear knows what they're doing, will be beautiful pixels. And it's much better to have beautiful pixels than just a shitload of pixels. Know what I'm saying? So be cool to your photographer friends and tell them, damn, you take good pictures. Don't ever say your camera takes good pictures. Or how much does that camera cost? Oh, $1,000? Oh, wow, it must take good. No. The reason to spend more money on one of the reasons to spend more money on gear is so that you have more adjustability, so that you can take better pictures. Not the camera. Camera don't do shit. You put the most expensive camera in the world on full auto, and it's going to take the flattest, most boring goddamn image you've ever seen. Good images are taken by good photographers. Or photographers. As many people pronounce it. Which just makes me laugh. It's just a funny pronunciation of it. Alright. Alright, we are cranked down now. Much, much, much better. And we are Loctited. So we won't have to worry about these guys backing out again. Now let's do the other side. I am really glad that I noticed that. This rig has had a little bit of weirdness. And I think that was why. I've been running Hypersmooth to keep the jello out of this rig. Although Hypersmooth doesn't really affect jello, but it's just had a little bit of weirdness. Frankly, DC works in architecture photography full-time. Very cool. Very, very cool, actually. Architecture photography is tough, man. I've... when I was in Charleston, there's a couple of guys that run F-stoppers. They're now out of Puerto Rico, I believe. And they did some pretty cool stuff with architecture photography that was really, really impressive. I always really respected those guys. So they did some really beautiful stuff. They used to, I can't think of their names at the moment, but they worked with, they were friends with, and typically had a pretty famous architecture photographer on their YouTube videos. And I always really liked him. I forget his name now too. It's been a while since I've been into the photography world. I was really gung-ho into it for a while, and then I really burned it out bad. I really kind of drove it into the ground and sort of ruined it for myself, which is a shame. But that's what happens when you... I used to come home from work at my project manager day job, and I would just sit in Lightroom all night, and I would just spend like another 6+ hours just editing in Lightroom, just thousands and thousands and thousands of images from autocrosses and from track days and from other various motorsports events at New Jersey Motorsports Park. And after many, many, many years of doing that, I never wanted to do it again for the rest of my life. Here's a link, actually, if you're curious. CiottiIndustries.com. This was my old side hustle. There you guys go. There's some nonsense for you. Thanks for hanging, neighbor. Have a good night, brother. This is some of me learning to light. A little simple 2-light setup. Cheap gear. Actually, no, it's a 4-light setup. What are they doing with this one? Banging this one down through the bottom of the table? That's weird. Yeah, this is a lot of my lighting progress here. This was fun. This was me working through David Hobby, Strobus.com's lighting series and just kind of playing around. Quite literally learning how to light, teaching myself to light. Very, very fun. Very, very fun hobby. Oh yeah, that's right. That was a really cool rig that I built. I miss photography. It was really, really fun. But man, I just spent too much time on it. That was my old buddy Beta. Best cat in the world. Rest in peace, friend. You're the best friend that dude could ever ask for. Good little guy. Yeah, lots of fun stuff in here. The majority of my time was spent in here. These are all individual autocross events with lots and lots and lots and lots of fully edited images. So much time. Oh my god. So much time spent. And there should be some there's my old Cobra. I miss that car, man. Ugh, so much fun. God, that thing was such a fucking riot. Alright, enough of that. T-Bird just realized his second Acrobat is different than the first, so I'm not going to be able to fly it with DJI. Really? What? Why? Frankly, IDC says War the Miata is yours. Yes. Well, I'll show you which one. The black 99 was mine. Where is it? In here. Ernest. Yeah, this is mine. Still is, but it doesn't look anything like this anymore. This was what it looked like when I lived up in New Jersey. And then 7 or so years ago, I moved to Charleston, and people started ramming it. It was very strange. Like, every year, someone would either ram into it while it was parked, or ram into it while I was driving it. And now it's just demolished. It's at a shop at the moment. I finally rammed into something with it most recently, and it's just shot now. I mean, it's long gone. So when I get it back, I'm gonna have to sell it because it's got a lot of bad memories attached to it now of, you know, spending time and love and effort getting it to look like this, and then just having it systematically destroyed by horrible drivers in Charleston. Sad, but, you know, whatever. I had a good run. with it. A lot of really good memories with it. It's time to let it go. Move on to something more responsible and boring. Which is fine. FPV is a much less expensive, much more accessible hobby. Cars as a hobby is a good way to really spend a lot of money. And I'm really enjoying living a much more simple, kind of cheap life with FPV. So I don't know what I'll get. I would love to find a manual Mazda 2, but they're getting harder and harder to come by. But luckily they're very, very cheap. You can usually pick one up for like $3 or $4 grand, which is a lot of money. There is stuff that you can get that's just as fun. Like the Ford Focus ZX2s, you can pick them up for like $1,000, or ZX3s rather. You can pick them up for like $1,000, and that's like such a good deal. So yeah, I don't know. I might. A Mazda 2 might be outside of my price range a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, so these guys are all nice and cranked down and Loctited, so I won't have to deal with them backing out again. Now I just have to struggle. Oh boy, don't spill. Thank you for not spilling. Loctite, much appreciated. Not full minivan life. No, it's. I'm not gonna get something totally soul crushing. I'm going to get something with a little bit of interest to it. But it's just got to be infinitely cheap. I'm not going to get something that that's more than a couple $1,000. I'm going to have to take the top plate off to get these nuts back on here. I knew I should have put these on while I was screwing those screws up from the bottom, but I didn't. And now, in the time that it takes me to struggle to get these on, it'll be quicker to just pop the top plate off. So let's just do that real quick. Oh, come on. Different mounting holes? Really? What? How's that possible? I mean, there was the V1 and there's the Duo. I didn't think that there was a mounting hole change in the Duo. You never know, though. What the hell? That's weird, dude. This sounds crazy to me. Oh, shit sticks. These standoffs are going to try to move all around. Well, maybe they'll just kind of hang out. All right, 2 more. And I would really prefer to always 2-door if possible. But it's yeah, I mean, the decision is going to be based mainly off of money and a lot less off of fun, which is okay. Not a bad thing. Time to grow up. 40 years old. Fun cars are. I've had a lot of amazing experiences and really fun cars. I've kind of driven damn near everything as an instructor for Christ 6 or 7 or 8 or 9, I don't know how many years. So yeah, like it's fine. I'm good. Having a fun car just ends up getting me in trouble with the police. So it's kind of a good idea for me to get something a little bit less interesting so that I get in less troubles. I'm on a good streak of not getting tickets, so I want to keep that going. It's nice to see insurance go down for a change rather than the other way. Although I don't know, I never got tons of tickets. I mean, I would get like maybe a ticket every like 2 or 3 years. So like, you know, a couple points would drop off and I would pick up another couple points, and then another couple points would drop off and then I would pick up another couple points. It was a little bit of a cycle. But I never got to the point where I had like, I don't think I've ever had more than like 4 or maybe 6 points on my license. I always managed to like get a ticket, learn my lesson, relax for a while, and then like, you know, eventually I would do something stupid again and get caught. And then, you know, kind of reset the cycle. But it's been a long time since I got like an actual moving violation. The accident that pretty much killed the Miata recently I didn't get any points for. The cop was just like, yeah, I mean, whatever. You changed lanes and the line of cars was stopped. Like, you hit this person at 1 fucking mile an hour and you did no damage whatsoever to their car. So, like, I'm not going to write you a ticket for that. It's just, like, stupid. So that was kind of cool. Didn't have to go to court for it or anything. So, yeah, I don't know. Cars are very, very fun, but I've done a lot with them, and like I'm kind of good, you know. Like the driving simulators are so good at this point too that it's kind of just like whatever. Like I can go absolutely ham in Assetto Corsa and Gran Turismo Sport and get all of that buzz and none of the costs and or physical danger, which is really good because I live up in the mountains here and there's some really interesting roads close by that I get very carried away driving on, and the penalties for getting it wrong up in the mountains are pretty steep and can include death. So not a terrible thing to kind of let the car hobby chill out. And it's not like I can't get back into it, you know, at some point. Like, the knowledge is there. The tech is certainly changing with electric, but suspension geometry still works the same way. And that's the thing that I'm most interested in is the way that a car handles and corners and transitions from left to right and stuff like that. So that'll never change, regardless of the driveline changing. I could not care any less about the drivetrain of a car. That is really a means to an end. It's just a means to move the fun bits down the road, which are the suspension components. All right, so here we go. We're gonna put this here, we're gonna put this here. I don't know what just happened. Wait, no, let's do this. Let's just lightly put these fellas where they need to be going here. And then I'll try to put this X plate on. Let's do it. How about this? Oh, that's right. The holes in these 6mm arms are tight as hell. So cool. This will actually make assembly a lot easier. I will crank this. I will be able to crank the arms in and just let them sort of hang out. And that'll actually make this a little bit easier. Sweet. Alright. And we got hole number 2. Probably sneak these in. Oh, sneaky like. Yeah, I mean, the time that I had in the Mustang Cobra, really, like that was like, you know, a little bit of drag racing, and then it's like, okay, so drivetrain, great, exhaust note, great, acceleration, great. What's next? And then the Miata came along and just completely spoiled me. That's kind of the other thing too, is that like once you, like, Miatas really ruin you because it's just the most dynamic, beautiful, like fully connected driving experience, and you just don't get that with it. There's just nothing else that really does that for not a ton of money. So like compared to that, it's just kind of like, okay, well, Now what? What is... Why won't this... There it goes. Someday I would love to get into a 4th gen ND Miata, but they're still a little too expensive, I think, on the used market. So I gotta wait a little bit longer for the prices to kind of come down on those to a number that that I can afford. I think they're still up in the 5-figure range, which is just kind of too much. But they're worth waiting for, man. Those cars are fucking fantastic. Really, like, arguably, as long as you don't have to carry stuff to work every day, right? Which is most people. Most people don't need to carry a ton of stuff to work with them every single day. Yeah, arguably the best car, full stop. Because it's the most fun. And, like, if you have a fun car for your commute, you're going to hate your job less. Because you're going to have a fun ride to work and a fun ride home from work. And, like, there were a lot of times that I really hated my jobs, but I really looked forward to the ride home from that job. And my God, did that do wonders for my mental health. Just having something to look forward to every single day. Like, big deal. A really big deal. Not something I would have ever thought either. Like I never would have thought that would have been such a thing. But it really was for a long period of time. CiottiFPV says the whole used market is up right now. Kind of sucks. Yeah, Bring a Trailer really fucked car people, man. Bring a Trailer has had a really negative effect on the ability to buy used fun cars for insane amounts of money. But I'm willing to bet that it is a bubble that's gonna burst pretty hard at some point here. I mean, it kind of has to. Like the amount of money that some of these fucking cars are selling for is just absurd at the moment. Oh, God damn it. These motor wires are way too long. Well, you know what though? It is a cinematic rig that's not gonna get crashed, so I'm gonna jank this up and I'm gonna leave these wires long. It's fine. It's fine. This is gonna look terrible. But I'm gonna end up putting this onto those Cineglide 5.5 inch arms anyway. I think. Maybe not. Ugh. Man, do I not want to. Ugh. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not rewiring all the motors. It's not happening. Aim with a ham. Ended up fake bailing because I'm working on a build. Oh, got it. What about the RX-7s or for low speed fun, something like FRS BRZ? RX-7s, I mean, you have to like mortgage your house to buy. They're just an infinite amount of money. And the engines need to be rebuilt too often, and it costs a fortune to rebuild them. So I mean, they're just a lost cause. FRS BRZ is a great chassis, but it's a horrible motor in my opinion. And that just totally kills it. Like the exhaust note is terrible, the power delivery is terrible, which is really a shame. If they just put a regular inline 4 in that car, I'd be all over it. Melderson says somebody out here in Oregon is literally giving away a Volvo 240 race car shell, roll cage and all. Hurry up and talk me out of it. Here, I'll talk you into it. This was one of our instructors. Ah, shit. One of our long-term instructors built the shit out of. This is how it started. And then eventually, after years and years and years, this is now 2013. Let's see what it looked like here. It continued to get built more and more. No, there's no images of it from there. 2012. Let's see if it's in here anyway. Anywhere rather. It turned into this. He put so much time into this car. He was running, at this point he was running it on Hoosier A6s. It actually boogied pretty good. I don't think it was a 240 though. I think it was an 870 or something, but they're all pretty similar. But yeah, he had a blast, man. He was never the fastest guy out there, but he always had the biggest smile on his face. And he was a super cool cat. Yeah, he went down the rabbit hole with that car. It was really fun. Trying to find some other pictures of it. Giving a ride along to somebody there. Nah, I started taking less and less pictures towards the end. Clam mat. Oh god, no, don't look at that. Somebody's address might be in there. I don't think it was though. Let me make sure it wasn't. Yeah, no address. Alright. 20-year-old Civics are still going for $7,000 in some places. Yeah, it's really annoying. The GNB connector, what's that mean, Bobby the Shark? Oh, on Tiny Whoops? I don't think so, man. It doesn't, yeah, it's getting late. It's getting late. I'm getting a little tired. Plus, I am trying to see my voice. I really trashed my voice this last weekend. Just talking and all day, every day, and at the on the set. So I'm trying to give it a little bit of a rest, just a little bit. What do these front arms look like? Now, you know what? I'm leaving these motor wires long. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's gonna be fine. It's fine. Oh my god, they're so long though. Oh boy. I'm gonna tuck them up in there. It's gonna be glorious. You guys even see what I'm doing? Probably not. Okay. That's better. Just get one of these motor screws in here. And then we'll move on to the next, which is, I want to get this standoff screwed in. So let me just plop these motors down real quick. And then I want to just screw this standoff in because it's waggling out in the fucking breeze. I've been trying to go to sleep at normal human being hours, not like 3 a.m. every night, but it's hard, man. Hard. There's lots of stuff to do at nighttime. And I'm good at doing stuff at night. Alright, so let me crank, let's get these motors on, because they're just pissing in the breeze over here. Oh, balls, I can't tuck these motor wires in because I have this microphone here. Ugh. That's frustrating. Where'd that fuel injector or carburetor jet wrench go? Ever tell you guys that? That's what this actually is. This is a wrench for carburetor jets. Which I never used on carburetor jets. I only ever used as a nice thin wrench. It's just a good thin wrench to get. Alright, so that looks pretty good. Now I have at least a little bit of space to get these wires the hell out of the way. And take up some of the extra wire, basically. which I'm willing to do here since, again, this is a cinematic-ish, long-range-ish rig. I would never do this on a freestyle rig. Oh, and it looks like there's a lot less motor wire on this side, so that's good. That makes it a lot easier. Alright, cool. We got that motor jack down. Let's do the last one here. And then we'll just have to tighten stuff, basically. And this little fella will be back together, ready to go on some long-range adventures and possibly get lost forever in a cornfield. Hopefully not, though. Because that would make me sad. Big old 6mm thick glide hammer arm should really allow me to go bananas with the filters on this, which should be pretty cool. Big old dig in the top of the bell of this motor. Why is this light up so high? There we go. Yeah, I banged this motor up pretty good. Kind of interesting. Okay, let me figure out these motor wires real quick here. And then we can start screwing screws in, as you do on quads or quards. Okay, so down and up, and race wire is going to be at an angle, but that's okay. Yeah, this ain't gonna win any beauty competitions, but it's gonna fly terrific. It's gonna be a little heavy, well, a little heavier than it should be with this extra cable. But if I ever decide to go back, well, see, here's the thing, right? These motors, nah, you know, I'm gonna wait until I put those Cineglide arms, because I do want to spend a little bit more time with these motors on the 5.5-inch props, just to totally confirm. No, I already did that. That's fine. It's fine. I'm going to desolder these rear motors and shorten up the wires. I'm being very stubborn. I did it in the front here, and it really doesn't take much time. So let me just do that real quick. I'm just going to shorten this part of the wire, because the problem is that the race wire is sitting up here on the corner, and that's not good. The race wires are a little conductive on the bottom, so you want to try to avoid that. So let's just knock this out. This is like 10 extra minutes of work, if that. We're fluxed. Soldering iron is coming up to temperature. We're going to zip these off. We're going to cut them shorter. We're going to strip them, tin them, blip them back on, and we'll be good to go before we know it. 1, 2, come on, I rushed it. 3. Oh, these are the big thick wires, that's why. Okay, yeah. Since these are big boy motors, these are 18 AWG wires, so you gotta give them another second. They absorb a little bit more heat than most motor wires. Okay, cool. So we got those off. We're just gonna yoink them down pretty short, because the farther up I can put this race wire, the better. To eliminate some of this extra cabling here. So I'm gonna bring them like all the way in here, I think. All the way up like that. Family Guyver says, get a Mazda in Ciotti Purple. That would be the best, man. Yeah, I will most certainly try to get a Mazda. They just make vehicles that are more fun to drive, like straight up. Their chassis and suspension engineers are, they definitely spend more money on their chassis and suspension R&D department than most other manufacturers. and it really shows when you drive a Mazda. It just corners better and transitions better and just is more lively and more connected than any of the other cars in the class, right? And that's what driving's all about for me, is turning the steering wheel. It's the round thing, you know? It's not a pedal. It goes round and round. It's crazy. Some people forget that it's there and they just drive with pedals. It's nuts. I don't get it. Being lazy and stripping these big thick wires with the wire cutters, not fully, but just a little bit, just to get it started. And then we're going to pull down with our fingernail on the insulation here, just to expose a little bit more of the strands of wire. We'll repeat on the other side here, and then we'll get these guys tinned up. Zip them onto the race wires and we'll be off to the races. I'm just going to use this other one as a guide and clip it to be roughly the same length. Cool. Alright, good to go. I'm going to again be a little bit lazy. If you're going to use your wire clippers to do this, you're just think of it as you're leaving a dent. You just want to leave a little bit of a dent. You don't want to try to get all the way through the silicone. You just want to leave a dent that you can then come in with your fingernails and yoink off. If you try to perfectly cut through the silicone to the strands of wire, you're going to nick the strands of wire, and that's no good. You don't want to do that. And there we go. I got a little bit stripped off a little bit more than I wanted to, but that's okay. That's okay. A little block of wood here to set these guys up on so I can get under them with the tip of the soldering iron. Frankly, IDC, it looks like you tried to post a link. YouTube blocks those, unfortunately. You can still see the link, but nobody else can. So just tell whoever you were talking to there how to what to Google to find the link. That's the easiest way. Actually, hang on. Let me get a little bit of flux on these wires, just to make sure that the solder gets up in there. These are a much thicker wire, so we want to make sure that they get really tinned up good. So I'm going to hold the soldering iron like this, flat, so that I can get it down below these wires. There's nothing that says that you can't do this. There are no rules. Alright, so there we go. And you just want to be a little patient. These wires, it's kind of fine if you get them really hot. It's more important to make sure that you're pushing the solder down from the top. Heat's on the bottom, and you're feeding the solder in from the top because you're trying to make sure that you push the solder into the strands. You want to get as much of the solder into the strands, in between all the strands, as you possibly can. Solder travels towards the heat, so by putting the heat on the bottom and pushing the solder down from the top, it's going to pull the solder down in through the strands, and that's why it's going to really evenly coat those strands as much as possible. So feed the solder down from the top, keep the heat on the bottom. We got two left here. You can kind of get it going by pushing the solder directly onto the tip of the iron next to the strands of wire, or you can just wait. Either or. I do a combination of the two. Alright, so now we're tinned up. You want to check the bottom to make sure that enough of the solder made it down to the bottom. And that's what you want it to look like. Let's see if this Logitech will do anything good for a change. Nope. Well, just use your imagination, I guess, according to Logitech. Right. So, motors are tinned. LED race wires are pre-tinned because we took the motors off of them. Move this antenna out of the way, and we'll just zip these guys on here. Zip, zap, zippity zab. You want to go left to right because you don't want to have to cross over the joint that you just did with the soldering iron. That's not a good thing. And you also want to try to keep the insulation off of the PCB so that you can make sure that you get the wires themselves flat against the pad. As flat against the pad as possible. Those are two quick little tips that'll really strengthen your solder joints quite a bit. Alright, I'm going to move to the skinny tweezers because these OG race wire pads are kind of close together. Not too bad, but a little close together. And you're going to use your tweezers to hold the wire down against the pad, and the tip of the soldering iron is just there to apply heat. You don't want to use the tip of the soldering iron to control the wire. If you're controlling the wire with the tip of the solder pad, what the hell is going to happen when you have to remove the heat? Right? You're going to remove the heat and the wire is going to move all over the damn place. You don't want that. You need to be holding the wire in the exact right position with the tweezers so that when you remove the heat, nothing moves. And the wire stays where you want it. And then you check your work and look for bridges, of which we have none. On to the next. Well, now let's put a screw in this real quick, just so it's not flopping around. I'll put 2 screws in it because I'm feeling saucy. I'll put 3 screws in it because I'm feeling extra saucy. Screw looks a little short. Oh, these are 6mm arms. Ooh, I gotta be careful. I gotta be careful. I use screws that are long enough for these arms. Oh shit, I'm glad I noticed that. So, okay, now this one's good. These first 2 that I put in were fine. It's these other 2. It's that third one that I put in that was definitely too short. And you guys can't see this, but you know, just imagine. Use your imagination. They're just screws. They're just screws. That's another good one. I think these are M3x9s that I'm putting into here. That would make sense. You know, because of math. Because of maths. Okay, so I got 3 screws on this one. And I might as well crank them down while we're at it. Crank. 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 They ain't coming out. Okay. We're gonna solder this motor up. I wanted to get the Acrobrat into BL Heli and Betaflight, but I don't know if we're gonna get to it here tonight. I think I might bail on that, and once I get this done, kind of wrap it up for the evening. It's getting kind of late. I'll hit it hard tomorrow, get a bunch of stuff done. Put a little bit of fresh solder on the tip of the iron just to tin it. Helps get a nice quick heat transfer. Inadvertently got the tip of the soldering iron on the wire right next door here in the middle. And now it started to half tack it. No, it didn't. It's good. It's fine. Okay. Middle one is good. And last one here. Now you can use the tip of the soldering iron to kind of flatten the wires out a little bit, which is what I just did. But again, you got to make sure that you don't use it to hold the wire down, because then when you remove it, the wire is going to move. You got to make sure that you're using your left hand basically to hold the wire itself down. I'm not 100% happy with that third solder joint. There's not quite enough solder on there, so I'm just going to add a little bit and zab it down. It's safer to have a little bit too much solder rather than not quite enough. Usually you actually need, you don't need to have big old solder balls. That's not necessary, but it is safer to do it that way than to not have enough. So yeah, there's something to sort of be said for that. There could be a little bit of a bridge going on here. Nah, we're good. These are big, thick wires, so you really got to be careful. The bigger the motor, the thicker the wire, and if you're putting it onto race wires where the pads are really close together, you got to just pay a little bit extra attention. Let me sort these screws out a little bit. I got to find which screws are longer. There's a longer one. I can tell which ones are longer. Yeah, there's another one. Because, you know, they look longer. You can see it with your human eyes. I think that's an... Oh, I just dropped it. Is that one of them 3x9s? Yes, it is. Put that one in the front there. Let's get the big driver. The Mipper. Matthew Vega is going to sleep. You're not going to miss anything, man. All the fun work has been done now. It's just going to be cranking screws down. Thanks for hanging, brother. Always good to see you. All right. There we go. Those fellers are cranked down. Front motors I'm just going to kind of leave alone. Thank God this one the wires are long, but that's fine. It's going to be okay. So we're going to just kind of put this guy down here. Try to manage these wires a little bit, and then I'm just gonna throw these guys around them. I have these fellas pre-cut. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I'll do electric tape on this one because I have the foamies on the bottom. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do electric tape on this on this fella. Yeah. Okay. So put these guys away. Use those next time. And we're gonna go straight up electric tape, which is gonna save the little foamies. If you electric tape over the foam landing feet, you can use them as skids, and it holds them on really, really well. So let me show you how to do that. I mean, I don't really need to show you how to do it. You fucking wrap them around them. The end. But I'll do it, and then you'll see it, and you'll be like, oh, okay. You rip off like roughly that much. And then I like to go on the back first. This way when you end it, it's the direction of the skidding that you're going to be doing. And then so up like that, and then you don't really pull on it hard yet. You get it around once, and then you give it a good pull. Electric tape likes to be a little bit in tension. And then you just kind of cover up a bunch of the little skitty foot fella. And just like that, you got a little, I'm not gonna go around the front there. I'm just gonna go back around the middle. It's okay. And then, yeah, that foam foot will not pop off, frustratingly. And it's a little slick on the bottom. And you can do your little skids, which is always fun. Everybody likes a little skid. While I'm at it, let me crank these arms down. While I'm sort of thinking about it. Alright. Stand off. Another standoff. Marcelia says, how many of those micro eagles have you got left? I think one extra other than this one. I ran through a lot of them, man. They're I mean, I go through a lot of cameras, period. But they're a heavy camera, so when I would crash, they would really take a lot of abuse. I probably broke, oh man, I was easily into double digits on broken micro eagles. I feel like I used to break one of those things every time I went out and flew. Christ. Especially because what didn't help was I put those big, heavy RC25G lenses on them. Like that whole combo, it was like a 12 or 13 gram camera and lens combo. It was crazy. Going to these like 3 or 4 gram nano cameras has saved me so much weight. It's really ridiculous. Alright, arms are cranked down and they are 6 millimeters thick, so my god, this thing is now hewn from stone. It is so stiff with these big thick arms. It's really impressive. Let's manage the cables on this motor number 3 back here. And I'm just going to kind of do the same thing. This actually didn't turn out too bad. There's not that much extra motor wire. I'm kind of fine with this. Yeah, I'm going to leave it like that. That's going to be good. Oh, I think I need to, you know, No, I might have put this on 32.8. I don't remember. I think I might have put this on 32.8. We'll hook this up to the we'll hook this up to Be a Holly 32 and see what make sure that it's all updated and whatnot. Oh, you know what I don't think I did is I don't think I put that 200 to 220 hertz notch on this rig. I think I only did that on the freestyle rigs. So we'll put this into beta flight and we'll do that as well. Although actually I might have done that when I came home the other day, because there was a little bit of weirdness in the tune. It just had a little bit of an angry sound to it. Flew perfectly fine. And I have to run a lot of pitch P gain on this rig because of how heavy the Runcam Hero 8 is, to make sure that there's absolutely no bounce back. So yeah, there's that. So I got that going for me, which is nice. Alright, so let's get this cable octopusy going figured out here. No, it's this one. It's this last one. Okay, so we get that guy in there. And then we're going to take this little guy and we're going to mush him up in here too. And then we're going to mush this mush in here as well. Jesus, come on. Okay, there we go. This one arm had the motor 4 has like a bunch of extra motor wire on it. I should really cut new motor wire and put shorter, but I'm just not in the mood at the moment. It's gonna be fine. And the second that I do that, I'll decide like, oh, I want to try 5.5 inch again. So by leaving these a little bit longer, if I decide like, ooh, maybe I was wrong about 5.5 inch, I want to try it again, I'll be able to put those on. I was really tempted to leave the goddamn 6-inch arms on, but they're only 5 millimeters thick, and like you can feel that they're not super stiff. These 6 millimeter 5-inch arms are just crazy how stiff they are, and with how much pitch P gain I need to run on this rig, yeah, there could be like there probably is a real benefit to running these Glide Hammer 6 millimeter thick arms. So it's I will probably get an actual performance increase from doing this, which is good. A lot of times we do all this shit and it's like you get like a 1% performance gain, and it's like, well, that wasn't worth it. But in this case, there could be some legit gains here, which is good. Makes the time spent worth it. Because God knows I've got plenty of other things to be working on. But this is a quick one. This ain't bad. I think I'm gonna do the electric tape all around on this guy. Looks like I have just enough space to kind of sneak it in there. That looks nice and clean. Yep, usually the regular old 5mm arms. The problem with these 6mm arms in a freestyle situation is that they're too strong. Maybe the new base plates are strong enough for these 6mm arms, but on the old Glide base plates, these 6mm arms were stronger than the base plate, so you would break the base plate, and that sucks. Breaking the base plate before the arms sucks. Also, the 5mm arms are fine. Like they're totally fine for freestyle. But I mean, this rig is for long range shit, and it's already fat. So it's not a terrible trade-off to what am I doing? Not a terrible trade-off to have a little bit heavier of an arm to get a little bit more stiffness, so I can turn the filters down a little more and really push the pitch P gain in there. So here we go with some electric tape. It's only going to run around the back of this foam fetus, but that's okay. Foam foot. Oh, I did this the wrong goddamn way. Now it's going to get peeled off when I skid. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. I'll just redo it when it gets peeled off. Alright, last one coming up. I think I already kind of routed the wires. Or maybe not. Yeah, I kind of did a half-assed job of it. Okay. This guy, you sit down there, you sit down there, relax, little buddy. Close enough. Close enough. For rigs that are going to be crashing through tree branches and shit, I'm a little bit better about the wire management so that they don't get, so that scraggle doesn't get all up in them. But if this thing is crashing through a tree, it's on its way to its death. More than likely to be lost forever, so it's just kind of whatever at that point. So here we go with our last piece of electric tape. We're gonna get it up here and give it some pull down the bottom to really hold this foam foot on here. Back up and over, and good. That's the length that I like, so that the end is not on the bottom doing the skidding. So let's crank these motors down. I'm going to remove this button head. Stupid ass. Oh, no. I'm going to leave it because I'm over it. Crank down these front motors, and then top plate, and we're done. These arm protectors that are on here are the Brain 3D ones. They just happen to be a little bit thicker and thick enough to work on these 6mm glide hammer arms. The BMC 3D arm protectors will not work on these 6mm glide hammer arms, unfortunately. I'll just say that I'm running this button head up front here to save weight, which is actually kind of makes sense because the front of this rig is really heavy with the Hero 8 on it. So anything I can do to save a little bit of weight in the front is actually going to make a little bit of a difference. So not a terrible idea. Oh, what is a terrible idea though is how short these screws are. Although no, I guess they are just long enough. Cool. Alright, we got that one. We got this one. Yeah, you're not missing anything. Just tightening screws. Richard says, trying the HD presets, Betaflight 4.2 tuning notes seem to help with Jello on my Renecam hybrid, but the throttle is gutless. Gonna try raising the throttle boost and cutoff. Interesting. I've never been able to feel a difference with throttle boost. I usually actually turn it down a little bit. I mean, if you're saying the throttle is gutless, that just means your motors aren't making enough power, in my opinion. Although, you know, you might be using the word gutless in a different way than what I'm thinking. Well, there we go. That is now a very, 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 very stiff glide on these outrageous 6mm glide hammer arms. Get this the hell out of the way so it doesn't pinch. Get these guys just kind of snugged up, and then I'll switch over to the MIP driver to crank them down. And yeah, plug it into BL Heli, make sure it's on 32.8, set the high and low PWM. If it's not, take a quick look at the filters and the PIDs, and we'll call it a night. Oh my god, it's 1:30. Get the hell out of here. Jesus. I really didn't want to go past 1. That's okay. That's okay. Late night with CiottiFPV. The late show. The extra late show. Tonight. These that are going into TPU, I like to crank with the Weeha driver just so that I can't over tighten them with the MIP. Whenever you're cranking into TPU, you just don't go totally ham, because you'll pinch the TPU so hard that it weakens it, and then if you get into a hard hit, it'll rip it, which really sucks. I actually run 2mm hardware that's 2mm longer than recommended in the front of the glides, just so that I get a little bit of extra strength, because I don't crank them down so hard. Get a little bit more thread engagement. It makes the front standoffs a little bit stronger too. It's kind of nice. It doesn't really matter on this cinema-ish build, but for a freestyle build it makes a difference. Sacrifices a little bit of weight for durability. There it is. Fat Chungus. Fat Chungus. Fat Chungus. The fattest of the Chunguses. Hopefully you can see it, because I can't. Fully dry without the Hero. 451.1 with the Hero 8. And then the battery is going to max the scale out. But this is my preferred battery here. What's that at now? 575. Call it 575. And then this is the battery that I really dig. Tetsu 6S 1400 version 4. Somebody do the math for me. I don't feel like it. 220. I don't even remember what the other number was. There you go. Fat donkey ready for fat donkey duty. This rig is really fun to fly, man. It's just, these motors are really good, and the 796, that sounds about right, metal. Still lighter than a lot of people's regular old 5-inch freestyle rigs, which is absolutely outrageous. Yeah, this thing is fun to fly, man, especially with the 40-degree up tilt mount. Like, you can just fucking bury the nose on this thing, and it just hauls ass. It's really, really cool. Let's plug into Beta Flight, take a quick look, make sure BL Heli is up to date, and we'll wrap it up here for the night. Let's do BL Heli first. Okay. Oh, you know what? I'll spin the motors up too while I'm at it, just to make sure that they're all clean, because the one motor does have a little dig in the side of it. Okay, here we go. BL Heli 32, where the hell are you? There you are. No. And connect. And check. It is on 32.8. Very cool. Low 24, high 48, ramp up power 50. I'm gonna move the ramp up power up just a little bit to 55. I'm gonna test fly this. So I'm gonna move the ramp up power up just to try to get a little bit more performance out of the motors. It's a 2507 on a heavy ass prop, so it should be fine. And I'm going to move the motor timing to auto. I'm going to try auto motor timing on everything from now on. So I will make a couple of changes here and we'll see how it goes. Right setup. Alright. I'm good to go there. Just taking one last look here. Okay, cool. Disconnect. I'll pull power. And move on to beta flight. I'm shocked that I updated that to 32.8. I do not remember doing that. And let's take a look at where... Alright, so let me delete the flash real quick here. Fatal error. Reboot to retry. Okay. FPV trucker fell asleep and now I'm still here. Yeah, the camera mount is big. Not that heavy though. 25 grams. Full protection for the Hero 8. That's all I really care about. Richard says, it's the exact setup as the quad I lost. I usually use the fast freestyle preset. HD is just not as responsive as the low edge. So I feel I have to hammer the throttle more to do stuff. Interesting. 1 kilohertz gyro scale onboard flash. Okay, that's good. I might actually do a log with this. Feed forward 1. Transition rather 1. Throttle boost 4. Dynamic idles locked in. I-term relax is I remember moving the I-term relax down to see if that would help out with the bounce back. Let me actually move it all the way down to 6. That might help a little bit with the bounce back on the pitch axis. Eye gains are looking pretty good, pretty normal. 45 on roll, 55 on yaw. Yeah, this is kind of a boring tune, if I'm honest. Demons are pretty high, 35 and 45, that's pretty high. But it's flying good. Max rate 700, I moved the expo up to 4.6. I did add a little bit of throttle expo in here. With a midpoint of 0.4. I wonder what I did on the freestyle rigs. You know what? I came in here and moved some stuff around the other day after I got home. I did put that little notch filter in there. Okay. Let me plug in one of the freestyle rigs and look at what I did to the throttle. You know, no, this rig is going to be different. I'm going to be cruising at a different throttle percentage. I'm going to leave it as a 0.4. 0.4 is probably a good throttle mid, and I'm not adding a lot of throttle expo. 0.2 is very, very little. Receiver tab, auto smoothness of 20, that's good. Can maybe make the case to raise that up a little bit, but nah, we're fine. We'll leave this alone. I'll give it a little test flight in tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. Just make sure it's good to go, and then yeah. A good long-range rig. Thanks for hanging, people. This has been your Monday night giveaway and other fun things stream. Here's some more footage from the Acrobrat, which I told you I was going to plug in, but I lied. We'll plug this in tomorrow. More footage from the Acrobrat with the Runcam Hybrid from Charleston. Give you some music over this. Oh, come on now. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Probably we'll do double stream day. Some motorsport madness on the sim rig, and then some more Rampage prep. Here you guys go. Have an awesome night, people. Thanks for hanging. You guys rule.